Hawks fans, it's your boy, the Ringside General, and it's time for your Chicago Blackhawks versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Bedard rolling, night locked in, and the Hawks ready to bounce back strong. Let's go. That's actually a baller intro, curated just for you guys by Alex himself. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream, and without any further ado, let's get started. I know that this was a bit of a last-minute thing. I found myself at home. I didn't have a shift today, and I'm like, you know what would be cool? To hang out with all of you. So thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday evening, afternoon, depending on where you are in the world, with your boy, the Ringside General. It's going to be a great game. It's the Blackhawks against the Maple Leafs, two original six teams. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, there are a few things to note about the Blackhawks. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this because we do have some really, really exciting things. Let me just give you a little tease for later in the stream. We have a little bit of this going on as well. But first, let's go through some important talking points about the Blackhawks. They're going 12-6 for the first time since the opening 3 games of the season. We've gotten used to the 11-7 setup that Jeff Blashill has had going on for the Blackhawks. A big reason why he's gone for that, by his own admission, has been to insulate some of the most important young players on the blue line for the Blackhawks, namely Artem Levshunov and Sam Rinzel. If we scroll down a little bit, you'll notice that there is no Sam Rinzel. He's been slumping badly over the past 5 to 6 games. It's been pretty obvious for anybody who watches the games, and now he gets a little bit of a reset in the box. If you guys remember earlier in the season, Artem Levshunov was actually healthy scratched. Let me mute my laptop. I don't know why it's dinging at me. Artem Levshunov was healthy scratched in the home opener of the season after he had a couple bad shifts. And oh, by the way, we're going to have an Artem Levshunov video coming out very soon, probably expected around Monday or Tuesday. But regardless, Artem Levshunov was healthy scratched for the home opener of the season. And since then, he's been a much better player. So hopefully, Sam Rinzel can have that little bit of a mental reset. It's clear that he's needed it, and now maybe being a healthy scratch for a game or two can help him have that same reset that Artem Levshunov had. Now, the other big storyline among the forwards is that Andre Burakovsky is finally back. We have some red flashing lines on the Daily Faceoff for today because a lot of game time decisions, none bigger than Frank Nazar, who it appears is not going to be, he's not going to be in the lineup, but he is technically a game time decision. If he is in the lineup, it's going to be right here where Ryan Green is currently slotted. It's going to be a huge upgrade. Obviously, the 1-2 punch for the Blackhawks is Bedard and Nazar, and offensively, they don't have much else. Of course, you have Tyler Bertuzzi with that excellent, they call him the backboard on the power play. He's been dynamite down low for the Blackhawks in that position. He also has great chemistry with Bedard and Burakovsky. That first line is back together. But beyond Bedard and Nazar, nobody really drives play. So having Nazar back as a true game time decision is going to be a huge addition for the Blackhawks. Let's hope he plays. If not, I mean, this is a day-to-day injury. It's been deemed that since he went out of the game a couple nights ago. So hopefully we can see him at full strength sooner rather than later. Second line would be Teuvo Teravainen, and for now it's Ryan Green centering Teravainen and Ilya Mikheyev, who's returning and playing his previous team with the Toronto Maple Leafs, as is Tyler Bertuzzi. Both of them are playing at the United Center, so it's not a return to Toronto for them, but they will be playing their former teams, and hopefully they'll have a little dish of revenge served cold for those former players. Third line, Oliver Moore had a little bit of a cup of tea. On the first line, he was not very good at 5-on-5. I'll say that really quietly, because anytime I criticize a young player, a lot of people take it to be me hating on the young player. No, I mean, Oliver Moore just wasn't very good at 5-on-5. In the last game against the New Jersey Devils, he's back in a role that suits him better at this stage in his development, on a third line checking role alongside Ryan Donato and Colton Dach, who leads all rookies in hits, by the way, with 75 on the season. Hopefully he can bring some of that element against the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know that there will be eyeballs on him, so hopefully he'll be able to match their intensity. And the fourth line, my goodness, what a game that fourth line had against the New Jersey Devils. I mean, Landon Slaggert got the ball rolling with this tip from the slot in his first game after being called up from the AHL. He was largely unspectacular, and a lot of people speculated, given Oliver Moore came up from the AHL, whether Landon Slaggert's future was in doubt. That was something that many beat reporters on the Blackhawks actually speculated about. Well, he shut them up for at least one game with this great tip on a point shot from Louis Crevier, tipped right in the slot, past Markstrom, and not to be outdone, look at what Sam Lafferty did. He had one of the worst of the Hughes brothers back checking here, but he dipsy doodles him out of his skates. Luke Hughes went flying into the corner, and Sam Lafferty, a highlight reel goal. They're the big reason, other than Spencer Knight, they are the big reason that the Blackhawks were able to muster a point against the New Jersey Devils. They got completely outplayed. Their top six was horrible, largely due to injuries. Andre Burakovsky missed that game, as well as many others. But that fourth line had by far their best game of the season, in the only game of the season since the first three that they were actually a three-man unit. You didn't see Bedard double shifting with that third line. He was double shifting. Sorry, you didn't see him double shifting with the fourth line. He was double shifting with the third line. And as I mentioned earlier, they're running 12-6, so we won't see any double shifting with Bedard or Teuvo Teravainen or Tyler Bertuzzi in the bottom six at all. So that's going to be... Did we just get ads? I got a notification. I'm getting weird notifications now that I hit 1,000 subscribers. But Luke Heinzman's in the house. How's it going? 2026 draft talk. Shut up, dude. Gavin McKenna. Ivar Stenberg looks at me. Why am I doing this? I'm not doing this right now. We'll talk about the 2026 draft a little bit later in the stream, all right? What else do we have to talk about? So we have the 12-6. We had the fourth line. Brunzell being a healthy scratch. Nazar being a game-time decision. The other big storyline among the forwards is Connor Bedard is on a 9-game point streak. Your boy's never had a 10-game point streak in his career, and he's one of the hottest players in the entire NHL. Can he make it that 10-game point streak? And I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because I do want to point something out. Let me go to team statistics in the NHL. I'm doing this for a reason. Let me just show this. So if you go to team stats and you sort by goals against, guess who's leading the entire NHL in goals against this season? The Toronto Maple Leafs have been an anemic defensive team. And we'll talk about some of the big issues that the Maple Leafs have had with their squad. But this is a prime opportunity. I don't want to put too much pressure on the kid. Don't want to jinx him. You guys know how hockey superstitions work. But, Connor Bedard, this close to a 10-game point streak, you got to hope that he's able to get it done against the Toronto Maple Leafs of all teams. Defensive pairings, again, finally going for 6 defensemen instead of 7. You have Vlasic and Louis Crevier technically on the first pairing. I imagine we'll see these two right-handed defensemen kind of switching back and forth. Levchenov and Kaiser have had chemistry for over a season now. A great second pairing. Again, I'm making a Levchenov video later this week. I really hope he has a real legacy game so we have some excitement about this prospect instead of constantly worrying about what Ivan Demidov is doing in Montreal, who, by the way, have lost their last 2 games by a combined score of, I think, 12-1 or something crazy. They're just coming off a 7-0 loss. Hopefully, they keep that going so we hear some Blackhawks fans shutting up about that rebuild, I should say. And you have Matt Grzelcyk. I don't know why they have him as number 24. He's not number 24. Sam Lafferty's number 24. Looks like Daily Faceoff has been slacking a little bit. But number 48, Matt Grzelcyk, is going to be on the second power play unit in replacement of Sam Rinzel. And he's playing alongside Connor Murphy at 5-on-5. And with that, I think we can talk a little bit about the Maple Leafs before I catch up with chat and get everything going. Alex says we're a wildcard team, and Luke bringing his typical negativity, saying for now. We'll see how the season progresses. I feel like a lot of national media is starting to give the Blackhawks a little bit of respect. Frankly, it makes me a little nervous to see that. But let's see how this goes. Now, the last thing to talk about with the Blackhawks is this is a little bit of a celebration. The centennial celebration is happening in the United Center. Hopefully, the Blackhawks team can bring that bit of an extra juice just for this matchup. Again, 2 original 6 franchises in a game that the Blackhawks are celebrating some of the most important figures in their 100-year history, and a great decade they're coming off of. Hopefully, Bedard leads the next great decade for the Blackhawks. Now, going to the Maple Leafs, you'll immediately notice Austin Matthews is out. He's still on injured reserve, retroactive to November 11th, which means he had to miss at least 2 games. This is now the third game, I believe, since Austin Matthews was placed on injured reserve, but he's still not in the lineup. In his place, you'll have John Tavares and William Nylander alongside Nick Robertson, who's been seemingly in trade talks for the entire time he's been on the Maple Leafs. But regardless, he's playing on that first line now. It's crazy how when you lose an important player to injury and you think you're better, you're too good for another important player in the offseason, suddenly your forward depth doesn't look very good. John Tavares and William Nylander are off to terrific offensive starts, but I mean, something tells me they might miss a Mitch Marner, boys. What do we think? I mean, this lineup to me looks like it's sorely missing a Mitch Marner, but let me know what you guys think. Second line, Blackhawks legend Max Domi is centering that line. Normally that would be Tavares, but again, Austin Matthews is missing that game, so Max Domi is in the lineup as second line center, along with Matias Maccelli, who is not really replacing Mitch Marner's statistics as much as Maple Leaf fans would have wanted you to think that. In the offseason, Matias Maccelli is on that second line alongside Bobby McMann. This is not a very good second line. Max Domi is probably going to be doing most of the play driving. Third line, Matthew Knies, who's technically a third liner. I imagine this is going to be the de facto second line. Easton Cowan was called up from the Toronto Marlies just for this game, given the injuries that the Maple Leafs are going through, and Nicholas Waugh is centering these two players. Matthew Knies is not a third-line player, and Bobby McMann is not a second-line player. I imagine when we look at the ice times, especially at 5-on-5, these two lines will be swapped in ice time. So this is more of the second line, and this is more of the third line. And nothing really to talk about with the fourth line. Dakota Joshua in his first season with the Maple Leafs, Steven Lorenz, and Kelly Yarncroke. Defensive pairings, this is where things start to get ugly. Philippe Myers has been horrible all season, especially defensively. I don't even know who this dude is, with all due respect to him. I'm sure he worked really hard to get to the NHL, but I don't know who this is. Simone Benoit and Jake McCabe, Blackhawks legend Jake McCabe on the second pairing. Morgan Rielly having by far the worst season of his NHL career on the first pairing with Oliver Lossum Tossum. Shout out if you guys know that reference. Oliver Ekman-Larsson on the first pairing. And again, I just want to reiterate, they are the worst. They're the worst team in the NHL in goals against. And that blue line is a big reason. But the other big reason is take a look at 4 and 5. If you sort in goals saved above expected, the 4th and 5th worst goaltenders this season are Caden Primo and Anthony Stolarz. Now, Stolarz is on injured reserve, so he's not going to be there. But their savior, Joseph Woll, who had an unbelievable season last year and was one of the big reasons why every single analytic was elevated for the Maple Leafs in terms of goaltending last season, he's back in the lineup for this game. Whether he plays, whether he starts, whether he's effective, whether he's the same as he usually is, remains to be seen, but this is a huge boost for the Maple Leafs. So solving Joseph Woll early, hopefully getting his confidence a little bit rattled early on, hopefully with a Bedard goal, I may add, to get that to the 10-game point streak is going to be extremely important for the Blackhawks. So let's see how the Maple Leafs and the Blackhawks respond to this goaltender being back in the lineup. And again, they really missed him because 2 of the worst 5 goaltenders in the NHL have been taking his place this season, and they finally get their starter back. All right, let me catch up with chat. We have a lot of things to go through. Alex with the great intro. Luke talking about they thought Maccelli would be Marner. I mean, usually you can't replace a 100-point Selke caliber player who's been on a 100-point pace for 7 straight seasons. Usually you can't replace him with an outcast from the Utah Mammoth. But he's not been very Marner-like this season, nor has the team. Again, the worst team in the NHL in goals against this season. X noties. Let's take a look at what Alex is sending me in X notifications. I imagine it's something crazy. You're pushing for, oh my God. At Ringside General, you're pushing 40, the wrong your, but it's okay. Oh, why am I clicking my own profile? You're pushing 40, but it's okay. Curry is as well. But he dropped 49 points yesterday. That was a great performance, by the way. I can't believe people, I feel like basketball fans, I hate to generalize, but basketball fans are some of the most reactionary fans I've ever seen in any sport. Well, how can people possibly think that Steph Curry was washed? I'm not going to turn this into a basketball stream, but yeah, he did drop 49 points yesterday, which you should watch the highlights because that will be Bedard dropping 49 goals, I guess, in a game. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Hopefully tonight, 49-0, Blackhawks winning with Bedard dropping all 49 goals. I'd love to see that. Don't ever call Curry washed again, you haters. I know who some of you are. I mean, you can't really argue with that after a 49-point performance. I haven't been following the NBA as closely this season, but I know the Bulls were off to a pretty good start. I think they've fallen off a little bit. They got off to, I think, a 5-0 start, and they've been 1-5 since. So I guess typical Bulls. They're a very young team. Josh Giddey and Matis Buzelis are still the players for the future, but hopefully they can get that slump. They can get out of that slump sooner than later. Let me take a sip of my, not sparkling water. I need some Celsius to get me through this, especially with Alex and his stupid notifications. Is Frank Nazar playing? That's a great question. Let's see what the latest is on Frank Nazar. He is a true game time decision. He's on the ice for pregame warmups, but he was on the ice for pregame warmups last game as well, and he ended up not playing. Let me see if there's any update on Blackhawks daily face-off, because they tend to update their lines pretty good. Oh my goodness, they put Nazar in the lineup, but their source is Charlie or Meliodas. Oh, Oliver Moore playing with Frank Nazar. I could cry. I am so excited to watch that second line. If Nazar actually ends up playing, boys, we're in for a treat. Oliver Moore and Frank Nazar alongside the slow fart and Teuvo Teravainen, but it doesn't matter. The speed on that second line is going to be ridiculous. I really hope Nazar plays, man. I'm fired up for this game. That would be unbelievable if he plays. Frankie Poo, says Alex. 745 Moto fan says, oh yes. I mean, if he ends up playing, boys, we're in for a treat. We've missed Frank Nazar. He's the Robin to the Batman, as the reference was made by the national media earlier when they were both on TNT post game. But if Frank Nazar plays, this game is going to take a completely new meaning. And we do have 15 minutes, so let's go through a few things that we're going to be doing in the stream. Obviously, we're going to be watching the game. I do have a little bit of work to do in an hour. By work, I mean, it'll take me 2-3 minutes. So I'll have to take a quick break. But I'm open to suggestions on what you want to do. Obviously, we do have our higher, lower, the exact same one as last time. We're still trying to chase this high score of 17, which we had in stream a couple streams ago. It's been a while since we had the high score 17. But together, I know we're going to get to that as well. And we do have Civ 7. We have Civ 7. I still have to figure out when exactly we're going to play, if we're going to be able to play it, but hopefully we can get some Civ 7 going. I know there's been a lot of excitement in the Discord for Civ 7. My bad, I'm on the wrong screen. Let's go to the game center. Carrie McLaren says, good evening. How's it going, man? Thank you so much for joining. Luke says Civ 5 run. No, I don't have Civ 5. I talked about this a little in the Discord, but it's been a while since I ever had Civ 5, and I don't think I'm ever going to get it again. I do believe that Civ 5 is the best Civilization game by Sid Meier ever made, but I don't have the account that I had Civ 5 with, so I probably will not be playing Civ 5. But Civ 7 it's not bad. I think it's better than Civ 6 and a lot worse than Civ 5, which is. It is what it is. I've played a few complete games. I play on a low difficulty intentionally because I already have enough stress in my life. I'm not playing the Civ 7 to be competitive, nor do I think it's a good enough game to really grind in that way. I like dominating. I'll play a little bit of a higher, maybe a middle difficulty for you guys, but sometimes after a long day of work, you just want to take over the world, and that's the only reason I really use Civ 7. I am overall disappointed by the game, but I do think it's better than Civ 6, if that's fair. Luke says Civ 5 is maybe the GOAT game. I agree. Civ 5 was the game that got me into the Sid Meier Civilization series, and they've never topped it. They've never even come close. I do think the artwork is better, but the game mechanics are not even close. I still remember some of the features they had in Civ 5, and Civ 7 just doesn't come close. I'm sorry. What is Alex saying in chat? Thanks for the stream. Watching from Ontario, as in Canada? We have a Canadian fan here. Ew. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I had to double take because there's a city called Ontario near where I live in California. So for a second, I thought you were talking about Ontario's in like half an hour away from my house. I was like, what? Babylon and rushing the Hanging Gardens and XCOMs is crazy nostalgia. They do still have the Hanging Gardens, but everything's been nerfed. It's a weird game because in higher difficulties, it feels a little bit meta the way the AI just targets you. There's so many more different like so-called barbarian styles that show up at different points in the game. It makes it hard to build. The game strategies are way different this season. I don't want to make this into a Civ 7 stream quite yet. We'll play Civ 7 maybe a little bit later, maybe after the game ends actually, if I still have my voice. But yeah, we'll talk about Civ a little bit later. A lot of the mechanics have been nerfed, and the global politics are still not very good. And I thought that would be one of the big upgrades from Civ 5, but it never really came to fruition. Jeff says, don't know you do live streams. Love your analysis. Hey, I appreciate that. Welcome in. I try to do live streams whenever I can. But for those of you who are new here, I'm actually a medical student. So videos are a way to dedicate like 3 straight days to making content that I would want to watch. And live streams are more a way to connect to the community and show you guys my appreciation and dedicate just a few hours to you guys. It's much easier for me to get live streams out. So again, this live stream, I posted this earlier, like probably 5 or 6 hours ago. I didn't have to plan too much for it. And it's going to be an exciting time. We're going to watch the Blackhawks play the Maple Leafs together. We're going to react live. I'm probably going to lose my voice by the end, and that's going to be the end of it. Videos usually take me much longer to make, which is why my upload schedule is so bad. I have to balance between being a medical student and making content that I would genuinely enjoy watching. So that's kind of the rundown on what happens behind the scenes with the Ringside General. But Alex says, Jeffy's taken already. Hey. Oh, Alex, you're Canadian. I forgot. Oh my God. Your number one person who is your number one viewer is Canadian. All right. You know what? Canadians are not too bad. All right. How's that? Hey, thanks for joining, Jeff. Thanks for joining, Carrie. Those are some new names I've never seen before in chat. I appreciate everybody joining. And again, I want to keep refreshing this to see if Frank Nazar is actually playing. Charlie Romoliotis, if you guys don't follow him, he follows me. Small little flex, no big deal. Let's go! Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Frank Nazar is confirmed in the lineup. Is Austin Matthews injured? Yes, he's injured. He's on injured reserve. Screw Austin Matthews, the real future Selke winner, the real future 70 goal. Okay, I'm getting too excited. Frank Nazar is confirmed in the lineup. The second line center, the sidekick, Bedard's number 2, he's back. Oh my goodness, boys, we chose a great game to live stream together. Frank Nazar is back in the lineup. And I want to see your score predictions right now. Hope Frankie's 100%. I mean, obviously, there's no way to know until he actually plays. But given how careful they've been with what they described as a day-to-day injury, I don't think they would put him in the lineup this late if he wasn't close to 100%. This could be a lot of fun. And again, I'm intentionally beating this dead horse. But if you go to team stats in the NHL and you sort by goals against, let's hope this can continue. Both Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar in the lineup against the worst goals against team in the NHL. Kerry says, I say 4-3 Leafs, but who knows? I think that's very much within the realm of possibility. They've been, if you look at the Maple Leafs' recent games, they haven't been winning many games, but they scored 3 against an LA Kings team that is extremely good defensively before losing in overtime. They scored 3 against the Boston Bruins in a game that they probably should have won. Boston Bruins got 5 really against a run of play. They scored 4 against the Carolina Hurricanes. The Maple Leafs can still score goals. Even without Austin Matthews in the lineup, they can still score goals. It's going to be a big test on the Chicago Blackhawks' young defense, even without Sam Renzel, to hold the fort. And it's going to be another big test for Spencer Knight, who, by the way, we referenced this chart before. And we mentioned that Caden Premu and Anthony Stolarz are two of the worst 5 goaltenders in the NHL in goals saved above expected. But if I sort it to the best goaltenders in the NHL in goals saved above expected, number 1 is Spencer Knight. And this is going to be another big test for Spencer Knight. He's only really had 1 bad game this entire season. And he's responded with 2 or 3 great games since then. So he's back in net. It's going to be another big test against a high-scoring team in the Toronto Maple Leafs. But, oh my God, Frank Nazar is back. I feel fuzzy. I feel euphoric. I genuinely feel like I'm high. This is unbelievable. Maybe it's the Celsius. But, oh my God, Frank Nazar is back in the lineup alongside Oliver Moore, perhaps, and Teuvo Teravainen. This is a line that, on paper, this works perfectly, especially... Wait, whoa. Ryan Green is back on the first line. I didn't even notice that. Which means that Tyler Bertuzzi's out with injury. You know what? I'll take that trade any day. All due respect to Tyler Bertuzzi. His backboard looking at I would take the trade Nazar in for Bertuzzi any day. Ryan Green did have some pretty good chemistry with Bedard earlier in the season. Hopefully, this exact line had a few good runs, a few good games together. So hopefully they can rekindle that old chemistry. And Frank Nazar is in the lineup. Calvin predicts 3-2 Hawks. Alex's X Noties is probably going to be something stupid again, but I will check it out. You know how these streams work. 745 Moto fan says 4-1 for the Hawks. Oh, I would love that. Calvin says going to be a good night. See what he did there? I wish I had my soundboard active. I do have my soundboard active, but I don't have a sarcastic laugh or applause here. I do have a sensor though. So in case we watch any Lee Grossman videos, I do have my sensor ready, so we have that going. But yeah, I think we're all caught up. So let's open our, let's go to the game center as we look at players to watch. In the last 5 games, Bedard does have 11 points. John Tavares, who is playing as the first line center, not only in this game, but in the last game as well, he has 7 points in his last 5 games. Not too shabby for another player that a lot of Maple Leaf fans thought they could replace. I think he's 36 years old right now, right? John Tavares. 35 years old right now. Still arguably the most important forward in the lineup other than William Nylander, who's now a YouTuber. You guys want to react to William Nylander YouTube later in the stream? That would be funny. Goals, Bertuzzi with 6 goals. The Blackhawks will be missing Bertuzzi in this game. John Tavares also leading in goals. And assists, Matthew Nyes back in the lineup. In this game, I think he missed last game with injury, but he still has 5 assists in his last 5 games. And you're starting to get a sense that this is a recurring trend. Connor Bedard has 7 assists. All of those 7 assists are primary assists in his last 5 games. Hopefully he can get to that. Hopefully he can get to that career elusive 10-game point streak tonight. That's going to be something to watch for sure. All right, Alex is having an absolute meltdown if I don't look at his X notifications. So let's take a look at those X notifications. Ryan says, I'm watching the game, so if the Hawks lose, you can blame me. He's a Sharks fan. For those of you who are not familiar with, you know what, that's valid. I'm glad I watched this. By the way, this is super secret. We have 15 people in the lineup. Do not clip this. This is a secret between me and you, all right? We are working on some merch, and I am so excited to release it. I just had to spill the beans. And I also have a bunch of fedoras. There are hashtag get franked fedoras. You know what? You guys deserve this. Let me show you a little sneak peek, all right? We have 2 minutes before the game starts. Real quick before we get to that point. Actually, you know what? I'll pull it up later in the stream, all right? When only the real ones stick around. So stick around for a little tease. And the first, I don't know exactly how many, but the first people who order merch are going to get a fedora for free. And those are pretty cool fedoras. I have them actually in a box in the room that I'm sitting in. I'm looking at them right now. They are hashtag get franked fedoras, so keep an eye out for the merch drop. I don't know if it's coming in a month or somewhere around there, but to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, I feel like that's the least I could do. We're going to send some fedoras out for free to some of you. So if you guys want, just keep an eye out on your YouTube. I'm probably going to put a community post out for the giveaway, so keep an eye out for that. And without any further ado, there's a minute left in the game. Let me find my headphones, and we'll get started. The puck should be about to drop relatively soon. Alex says, do I get an OF subscription if I order one? Oh my goodness. Look at what I have to deal with in chat, boys. It's unbelievable. Why is this connecting to my phone? Let me connect my AirPods to the right. There we go. All right, now my AirPods are connected. We're all rolling and ready to go. I have my Celsius in hand, boys. Luke says that Ryan dude has blocked every member of the fan base. He follows me. I don't know what that says about me, but he does follow me. I think I complimented Celebrini one time, and he thought that meant that he should follow me. But I do follow him back. I'm a nice guy. You can see they all really love John Klingberg over in the Sharks fan base. He's kind of their version of Jared Tenorti, except he plays on Power Play 1. I actually watch quite a few Sharks games. They're a pretty fun team to watch. Them and the Anaheim Ducks. My goodness, what a team the Anaheim Ducks are. Let me refresh that. Let's get going on our ESPN Plus because I am out of market. Live now, Blackhawks. Do we watch yeah, let's watch the Blackhawks broadcast. Can we have a shout out, by the way, to Rick Ball? What an upgrade he is from Chris Foster's. I mean, it's all due respect to Chris Foster's, who, by the way, is calling some hockey, I think, over the summer or something like that. But my goodness, Rick Ball is such a natural. I watched so many Blackhawks games back for some of my videos. It's a pleasure to have Rick Ball commentating. He makes it so much easier to watch this team back. Jeff says, watching on CHSN. Excellent. I am also watching the CHSN stream, except I'm just watching on ESPN Plus. Jeff says, oh, Esposito bobblehead night. Yes, I actually wanted to take a look at this, but Kalen actually posted this, and I think he deleted the tweet, but he actually had a picture of the Esposito bobblehead. They do have their centennial celebration going on. And yes, the first, I think it's 8,000 or 6,000 fans in the United Center after the gates opened. The first 6,000 fans got a free Esposito bobblehead. So that's a pretty cool thing that's happening. Oh, sometime. Boys, open your streams. They have some celebration going on. So I'm going to shut up for this. I don't know what's happening. The whole United Center is dark. They have club music playing, but I don't see anything happening. I wonder if they're going to do something with the beat drop. Oh my God, I miss Chicago. Looking at this aerial broadcast of Chicago really makes me miss the city, man. I just need to get through medical school, get all my important exams done, and come back to the United Center, man. It's been so long. It's been so long since I got to watch a Blackhawks game at the UC. What? Oh my God, it's a technical issue. I thought they were doing some elaborate presentation, so I was quiet and I was waiting for them to finish their elaborate, celebration or presentation, whatever they had going. And then Rick Ball came in my ear and he was like, oh, I'm just waiting for them to fix a technical issue. Unbelievable. Typical Blackhawks, right? Jeff says, I miss the stadium. Do you live in Chicago or are you another out-of-towner? Oh my God, I still can't. I'm buzzing. I can't believe Frank Nazar is back. Let's take a look. Did he get passed by Blackhawks team stats? Did he get passed by Bertuzzi? I think he did. Yeah, he did get passed by Bertuzzi. And Burke. Oh my, Nazar, buddy, you need to get back on track, man. 6th on the team in points. You got passed by Ryan Donato? Come on, dude. You're better than that. Look at this gap, by the way, between first and second place. An 11-point gap between first and second place. Thank God for Connor Bedard. Where would the Blackhawks be without Bedard, man? My goodness. Matt Grzelcyk, kind of crazy. Plus 10. Matt Grzelcyk leads the entire Blackhawks in plus minus. How wild is that? And a lot of people in the offseason, I didn't keep receipts. You guys are lucky, but a lot of people did not want the Blackhawks to sign Matt Grzelcyk. Look at how good he's been. Unbelievable. Jeff says he's an out-of-towner but made the trip many times. Oh, that's awesome, man. It's been how long has it been since I've seen a game at the UC? I'm not usually somebody who gets to just go to the UC whenever I want. I'm not a season ticket holder. I'm not like, floating in spare money just to like watch a game whenever I want. But I think it's been over 2 years since I saw a game of the UC. Yeah, I saw one of Patrick Kane's last games of the UC, and that was the last game I've been to. Corey says Frank the Tank needs to get back on the score sheet. I mean, he's been slacking, dude. Look at that. Bro's been passed by Teuvo Teravainen and Ryan Donato. He needs to get back on track, man. 11 points in 15 games. His first year of that massive contract. Actually, technically, the massive contract starts next year. But do you guys hear? Let me see. I think it's Kristen who pointed it. Oh my god. Do I seriously not follow these people? I think she's somewhere in my notifications. Who posts? Oh my god. Calvin. Let me find that quote from Connor Bedard talking about. I think she. This is so weird. But I think she reposted this. So let me take a look. View quotes, reposts. Yeah, I think she posted a clip of Bedard talking about Frank Nazar's contract. There you go.
Holy.
It's going to be a steal, though.
When it all pans out?
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud.
Plays with a ton of and vinegar in his game.
He's
like
confident. He's fast. He's a hell of a player. And, I mean, he hasn't played that much yet. So this is, I mean, kind of the cheapest you're going to get him, I guess, because he's just going to keep getting better.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about This is a great interview, by the way. You guys should definitely check that out. But we got to lock in. They're showing that, again, we mentioned this earlier, but 2 original 6 franchises. What a matchup to have that centennial celebration against. Blackhawks hopefully can catch the Maple Leafs in Stanley Cup wins. The Maple Leafs have 13, a lot of them very early on in their history. And the Blackhawks have had 6, 3 of them by Patrick Kane. Jeff says, haven't seen a game of the UC since the Tony Amont. Oh, okay. Okay, you have me beat there, buddy. I'm crying about not seeing a game in 2 years. It's been a little longer for you, eh? Hey, it's Pat Foley. Why is there a drone flying in front of Pat Foley? What is this? I was just raving about Rick Ball, but my goodness, Pat Foley's back. I'm gonna stay relatively quiet during this presentation just so you can enjoy Pat Foley talking. He has a more beautiful voice than me, so I'll shut up. Glenn Hall's family's here. This is, Pat Hall, son of Glenn Hall. What a legend. $502 consecutive complete games as a goalie? What a legend, man. Round of applause for that. My goodness. San Mikito, what more can be said about him, man? The man who invented the curved stick. This is such a cool presentation by the Blackhawks, man. The little touch to have their jerseys in the Centennial Celebration gold outline jerseys, and to invite the families of those legends. That's such a good touch. The Blackhawks do these tributes incredibly well. Incredibly well. No notes. Hey, Carrie, even if you're a little bit of an oddball here, you're more than welcome, man. Actually, this is funny. I'll talk about this after the celebration. But I have a deep connection to the Maple Leafs, too. I'm not rooting for them. Obviously, I'm a Blackhawks fan, but I would not be. I'll talk about this after. Yeah, Tony Esposito, man. Oh no, none of his family could attend. That sucks. $15 shutouts in a single season. The Blackhawks have had some great goalies over the years, man. When you look at all-time goalies, there's a reason why Corey Crawford gets so overlooked in Blackhawks history. Even though I still maintain he's incredibly underrated. Look at the goalies the Blackhawks have had before him, man. Oh my God, they have modern legends too. Corey Crawford is here. I was just talking about him. Let's go. What a beaut. Effing right, Chicago. Corey Crawford looks like he can still play, man. He still looks exactly the same as when he was in his prime. I mean, if Spencer Knight wasn't in net, I'd say throw Corey Crawford in there, man. Get him back out there. I'm so happy he never put on the jersey of the New Jersey Devils, man. That dude retired the moment he saw Jack Hughes dancing in front of him, man. Dennis Savard is here. Hey, this is, again, I've just said this, but the Blackhawks do these celebrations so perfectly well. There's my guy, Savvy, says Jeff. There you go. Calvin says, love Crow. I mean, I could not. Yeah. Crow, exactly what I said, Jeff. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with chat because this presentation is spectacular. And the fact that they have Pat Foley doing it, nobody better to be announcing these players. Sharpie, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm getting in my feels right now, man. Oh my God, what a team that was, man. Oh my goodness. Patrick Sharp has a speech too. If he can figure out how to uncover that paper, it's over for the rest of the league. Oh, this is so cool. I'm giddy like a little kid right now. Oh, man. Oh, my God. This is so cool. Let's see what Sharpie has to say. Oh, I wish I could play this speech out loud, man. I know it's going to be taken down if I do, but... Oh, my God. Boy, did you achieve that, Sharpie. Oh, he's getting teary. There's nothing better than an NHL franchise with a few key figures digging themselves out of the rut the Blackhawks were in the early 2000s. Forget a sense of entitlement. They were nothing. They were not even on television. And it's players like this that dug them out of that and made them the powerhouse team that they are today. I'm not talking about the product on the ice. They're one of the biggest brands in the NHL, and it's all because of guys like Patrick Sharp and Patrick Kane and Jonathan Daves, Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook. I would not be a fan. I would probably have not even heard of the Blackhawks if it wasn't for players like that. Yeah, he is working prospect development for the Flyers. That is correct. And that connection to the past is extremely important too, because it adds an element of privilege. Wearing this jersey is a privilege. And I feel like the players now really understand that because of the franchise's dedication to constantly mentioning the past. Jeff says the current team reminds me of that 07-08 Blackhawks in a lot of ways. That's very true. But what I can say is, even with how bad the Blackhawks have been over the past couple of seasons, it's nothing like they were in 2004, 2005. Not even comparable. And the reason why it never dipped to that low, even with all the CHSN concerns and all the losing and, you know, all the angry fans, the reason it's never dipped to that low is because of the foundation built by these players. This is such a cool presentation, man. I mean, oh my goodness, what a speech, Sharpie. Let's have a good night indeed. I mean, if you're the Blackhawks, you got to show up for these guys, right? I mean, if I'm getting goosebumps, imagine a player like Teuvo Teravainen, who won a Stanley Cup with Patrick Sharp in 2015. Imagine a player like Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar, who grew up watching this generation of players. You got to show up, man. This is what Chicago Blackhawks hockey is all about. It's about legacies and history. It's about making a name for yourself, man. Invented the goal horn, invented the organ. Imagine if I had the same editor as a Blackhawks. My videos would be so cool. Twinkies. Twinkies are objectively horrible, by the way. I will fight anybody who eats them. I'll fight you on them. Twinkies are disgusting. I'm sorry. It just had to be said. They're probably the worst hostess dessert. The worst hostess. Is it hostess or hostess? I don't know what I'm yapping about. Let's focus on this. There you go, man. I normally would be pretty... excuse me. I normally would be pretty annoyed with delaying the puck drop this much. And now they're celebrating the youth. I normally would complain about delaying the start to this game, but I'm pretty happy. I'll happily watch this. And here come the Blackhawks. Snowballs are worse than Twinkies. I don't think I've ever had a snowball. You know what are elite though? Oatmeal cream pies. There's no way to say that without sounding ridiculously dirty, but they're way better than people give them credit for. In that genre of dessert, I think Cosmic Brownies are number one though. Cosmic Brownies, honey buns, how good are those, man? I love a good honey bun. Nazar is on the ice. Oh my goodness. We celebrated the past, and now it's time to celebrate the present. Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar are my two top six centers. Let's go. Jeff says, I love anytime they can showcase our history. I completely agree. I mean, when you have a history like the Blackhawks, it's easy to celebrate that, you know? I feel like they should do this a little bit more. But it's a rarity that also brings some of the value. What a presentation that was, man. Jim Cornelius. This is like the best part of every Blackhawks broadcast. We have Pat Foley, Rick Ball, and now Jim Corneliuson. Am I allowed to talk in the Canadian national anthem? All right, I'll shut up. No, Corey, I did not get to read that article yet. I'll take a look at it later, though. Now time for the American national anthem. All rise. Oh my goodness. Always hits, man. After this presentation and that national anthem, how can the Blackhawks not show up? They've been pretty inconsistent in the second periods, but I'm not shocked that they've been a pretty good first period team, man. How can you not be a great first period team when you have that as your national anthem? Unbelievable. I don't want to watch Hawks games if it doesn't have Jim Corneliuson before, man. Especially at home. It's going to feel so strange when he retires. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. The ATF says USA, USA, USA. Absolutely, man. Different level of nationality shows up when Jim Corneliuson is the one singing the national anthem. Who do you guys think is going to win the World Juniors? This is a random team. I was thinking of nationalities in hockey. I feel like Team Sweden is going to be the favorite, especially if Gavin McKenna doesn't start to turn up a little bit. I know he's obviously going to be amazing in the World Juniors, but if he doesn't start showing up in the NCAA, he may start off a little bit cold in the World Juniors. And Team Sweden is stacked this year. Alex says USA's owned in the Four Nations by McJesus. I mean, ignoring the result, you guys are lucky that Matthew Tkachuk was playing on like half a lower body in that finals game. I don't know why he decided to play, but he was a shell of himself. You saw what happened when both teams were completely healthy. The USA just completely beat up on them, man. Alex says, I want Team Sweden to win because Frendell. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I tend to root for the Americans regardless of prospects. But, Anton Frendell, probably going to be the first-line center. They're stacked. Ivar Stenberg, Viggo Bjork. They're completely stacked. I wonder if Detroit lets Sandin Pellikka go there as well. But, they're going to be a menace to play against in that game. In that tournament. And then you obviously have the Olympics next year as well. I don't know what's going to happen there. Is there not a part of you, if you're an American fan, let me know. Is there a part of you that wants Bedard not to be selected just to make it easier to root for America? Jeff says, how is Sweden using Frendell? If you're referring to the Scott Powers article, I didn't get to read it. But Djurgården has been switching him between center and wing and all over the lineup. So the one weakness in Sweden's lineup, as the puck is dropped and we are underway, the one weakness in Sweden's lineup is at center. So I imagine Frendell being one of the most versatile forwards on that team. I imagine he's going to get the first look at center on that top line. They have a lot of great wingers. So I don't think they need another one in Friendell. As a side note, I do think Friendell is a little bit better at winger than he is at center, but I think he can play both even in the NHL. Here comes Sam Lafferty, the franchise player for the Blackhawks. Nick Foligno dumps it in. And now, which line is out for the Blackhawks? Here comes the first line for the Blackhawks. The first shift for Connor Bedard. A little bit of neutral zone hockey, and it's dumped in now by Nick Robertson. Sorry, that's William Nylander, my bad. Here's Robertson now. Send it in deeper. Here comes Connor Bedard. A little dump in, an angle dump. Burakovsky to chase. It's partially taken away by Ryan Green. But Nicholas Robertson takes it back and settles things down, and the Blackhawks go for a line change. Jeff says, Lafferty. Hey, I'm not going to take Lafferty disrespect here after the goal he had last game. Let's let him cook, all right? He's also Kyle Davidson's his trade crush. So let's see if he's able to justify that level of respect. Nazar is out there on the ice. Now here comes Oliver Moore into the zone with speed. Moore backhand to nobody. And it's taken away by Philip Myers, who I showcase as a particularly struggling defenseman for the Maple Leafs. Here comes Artem Levshinov. Oliver Moore. Kaiser almost turned the puck over. Colton Dock, heavy on the forecheck. The puck gets out to the point, and now it's angled out by the Maple Leafs. Connor Murphy, a good play to maintain possession there. Not a lot of chances here. Here comes Donato, though. A shot, and that's saved by Joseph Wall, who gets his first save in a very long time. First save, I think it was all season. Has he played a game for the Maple Leafs this season? He gets his first save, a relatively routine save on Ryan Donato. Here comes Matt Grzelcyk now. Pass that Burakovsky can't control. Ryan Green, take that puck away, man. Why are you just holding the stick? Here's Jake McCabe now. His pass is deflected by Grzelcyk, and the puck is then sent through the crease. And now here comes Burakovsky on a 2-on-2. His attempted pass to Bedard is deflected, but Bedard does get it back. A long pass to Levshinov over to Kaiser. Levshinov in deep. A pass again through the crease. Here comes Connor Bedard. Wyatt Kaiser. A lot of pressure by the Blackhawks here. A long shot is deflected out of play. McCabe revenge game. Absolutely. Unfortunately, Tyler Bertuzzi couldn't play. Oh, that wasn't even saved. That hit the outside of the net. So 0 shots on goal by both teams so far. 3.5 minutes into this game. I thought Ryan Donato got that shot on goal, but he missed the net. You got to test Joseph Wall early. We talked about this in the pregame. He hasn't played in a very long time. You got to test him with some shots, man. Hey, Brad, welcome in, buddy. He says, glad to have Nazar back, hoping he can get back to his early play. That's a goal. I imagine he was a little bit limited by another injury before because he was not himself 3 games before he was out of the lineup. So hopefully he's back to 100% and ready to contribute. Jeff says 11 games, talking about Lafferty, I'm guessing. 11 games in the press box, 1 highlight goal. Nazar backhander, and that's saved by Joseph Wall. Nice to get him a touch of the puck early on, and he gets a nice little backhander off. Great stick by Alex Vlasic to start that rush. Nazar shoots it right. Oh, almost snuck under his glove hand. But he squeezes that arm towards his body, does Joseph Wall, and he prevents a weak goal from going in, but that almost handcuffed him a little bit. Again, you got to test his goalie early. I mean, he hasn't played in a very long time. He's a great goaltender, is Joseph Wall, but you got to test him early with some shots. And the Maple Leafs ice the puck. All right. We can go play by play. I feel like this is cooler. Here comes Matthew Nyes. The puck is taken away behind the net on an attempted dump by Matt Grzelcyk. Easton Cowan back in the lineup for the Maple Leafs. Bumps it back to Matthew Nyes. Sam Lafferty now, franchise player, generational player. Long shot by Nick Foligno. Again, a little bit of a hesitation in that glove save, even though it was a pretty benign shot by Nick Foligno from pretty far away. But you got to kind of test Joseph Woll a little bit more there. And an offensive zone faceoff for the Blackhawks. Let's see what line they put out there. It's the third line for the Blackhawks. Ryan Donato, Mikheyev, Revenge Game Mikheyev, and Colton Dach. Colton Dach is going to take the faceoff. He's not a great faceoff taker, so let's see if Blackhawks legend... Oh, he wins the faceoff there. Wyatt Kaiser dumps it in. Colton Dach chasing the puck. Back to Levshinov. A long shot is gloved by Joseph Woll. He was under pressure. That's not a bad decision by Levshinov. And now an offensive zone faceoff, and the Bedard line is out there. Jeff says, I want to see another Crevier goal. I like that kid when everyone's falling over Korchinski. I'm still not ready to write off Korchinski. He's probably the guy in the prospect pool who I'm higher on than anybody else right now. I still think he's going to be a power play one guy somewhere in the NHL. Whether or not it's with the Blackhawks remains to be seen. Brad says, yeah, we already covered that. Glad to have Nazar back. Levshinov touches it forward. Now here comes Connor Bedard. Bedard dancing up the right wing. A sharp angle shot goes right through the crease. Kaiser now dumps it in deeper. Andre Burakovsky gets it off the board. Back to Kaiser. A weird little one-timer off his offside. Now here comes Bedard. Gets it back to the point. Levshinov. A long shot. That's fought off by Joseph Woll into the corner. Max Domi now. Bothered by Ryan Green, but he's able to get the puck out. And now the Blackhawks right back in. Levshinov over to Ryan Green. Connor Bedard to Ryan Green. A sharp angle shot goes right off a defenseman's leg. And Vlasic dumps it in as the Blackhawks forwards go for a line change. Some low pressure there by the Blackhawks first line. And Levshinov got a shot off from the point that got through and almost kind of handcuffed Joseph Woll again. Here comes Mikheyev, another sharp... A lot of shots from the outside of the ice. This is not a good defensive team. You got to force your way to the middle of the ice to the dangerous areas. Another long shot by Ilya Mikheyev, and his revenge game is easily saved by Joseph Woll, especially with a goalie who's a little bit cold coming off of injury. You got to get some high danger chances early. Colton Dach with a nice little takeaway. Now here comes Ilya Mikheyev. A long pass is taken by the Maple Leafs, I should say. Now here comes Connor Murphy. Here comes Savo Teravainen. I'm surprised that was not too many men on the ice. That backhander hit a Blackhawks player going for a line change. Teravainen, come on, get the puck out, buddy. Get the puck out. You can see Nazar activating. He's ready to get the puck, but Teravainen gets it taken away in the neutral zone. Got to get Nazar his chances early as well. Look at that Nazar speed, but he just is beat by Philippe Myers for an icing. Boxed out by two Maple Leafs was Nazar, but you started to see that speed. That Nazar speed is something the Blackhawks have sorely missed in his absence. The team is noticeably slower when he's not out there on the ice. Artie is due for his first. Rang went off the post last game. Yep. We also have an Artie video coming out. It would be way cooler if he was able to score his first goal for us before we release that video. Here comes Oliver Moore. Alex Vlasic, long stretch pass to nobody. And here comes Jake McCabe right back the other way. Over to Matthew Knies. A great move into the blue paint. What a diving play by Connor Murphy. Possibly saving a grade A chance by Matthew Knies. He danced into the neutral zone, danced into the blue line, but Connor Murphy said no at the last second. Now here comes Matt Grzelcyk. Sam Lafferty. Oh, he just overskated the puck after a great move. Landon Slager dumps the puck in, and now the Blackhawks are into their fourth line shifts. Oh my goodness! Joseph Woll just mismanaged the puck, and he gets bailed out. The centering pass from behind the net deflects right into Joseph Woll's stick, but he almost had an oopsie that would have sent Steve Dangle into a meltdown. If your goaltender tend the goal, I guess, especially if you're a rusty goaltender coming off a long injury spell. Oh my goodness. All right, in breaks, we're going to go over to higher lower. All right, Red Hot Chili Peppers has, remember, we're trying to get to this high score of 17. We got to get there. Right now we're at 1. This is the same higher lower game that we were playing last game. Sorry, last stream, I should say. Red Hot Chili Peppers are the royal family. I know with the Epstein situation, the royal family is a little bit at the forefront of discussion, given the prince that was involved with him, but I'm going to guess lower. Not even close. All right, score of 2 now. Royal family are This image is crazy. I know I'm a medical student, so I'm used to seeing this stuff, but this is a crazy image. This isn't even an image of prostate cancer. This is just an image of a finger in the rectum. Ridiculous, man. Your ass at this? No pun intended. Unbelievable. Prostate cancer or the royal family? I'm going to guess lower. Not even close. I'm so bad at this game. That's They're calling me out. Alex, oh my goodness. All right, let's just play again. Adam Curtis or Allen Iverson higher. All right, let's get back to the game. Look at that beautiful goalie mask, man. The old school goalie mask. Tony Esposito bobblehead. That's actually a well-made bobblehead, all things considered. Do you guys see the San Jose Sharks sleepover bobblehead? Oh my God, it's terrifying to look at. Just one of many things the Blackhawks do better than the San Jose Sharks. I said what I said. Here come the Maple Leafs now. Nick Robertson faking a pass and dumping it in. Alex Vlasic to recover. Vlasic, a good pass over to Ryan Green. Cross-ice pass to Burakovsky. Now here comes Connor Bedard. Saucer pass to the point. Louis Crevier, a long shot, is saved by Joseph Woll. I think Brad called out that Louis Crevier possible goal that he wants to see. Almost got it right there. The Blackhawks do have the shot on goal advantage early in this one, only 4-1. Here comes John Tavares. Straight up the middle through 5 Blackhawks. It's finally taken away, but Tavares is right back on the puck. Morgan Riley now. Jeff says, would love to see a Steve Dangle aneurysm over this game. Oh, that would be sweet. I don't know if you guys follow Johnny Superbman, 2BC Productions, as a shot through traffic is saved by Spencer Knight. I think he announced recently that he's not live streaming every game. He's only live streaming games. I think it's on Saturdays. So I wonder if he's live as well. It would be nice to have all the Maple Leaf creators lose their mind after a Blackhawks win. That would be pretty cool to see. All right. All right, Frank Nazar, defensive zone faceoff. Really interested to see if he still has... Yeah, he wins a faceoff there. Connor Murphy gets it out. Right past Oliver Moore. Teuvo Teravainen to chase on Ekman Larson. Good forecheck there. Held in by Matt Grzelcyk. Here comes Frank Nazar. Nazar along. What a pass. Oliver Moore gets it back to Matt Grzelcyk. A deflected shot right to the blue paint. And Oliver Moore is unable to tap it in. Steven Lorentz gets the puck out. And Matt Grzelcyk recovers in the defensive zone. Horrible pass. Pointless turnover. Long shot is saved by Spencer Knight. These brain farts just shouldn't happen. Grzelcyk, a good pass over. Oh no, Nazar fell down in the neutral zone. He's rusty, boys. Bobby McMahon now wheeling and dealing behind the net, back to the point. A long shot is blocked by, I think that was Sam Lafferty. Here's Slaggert. Slaggert, his backhander goes right through the crease. Wyatt Kaiser behind the net. Kaiser activating. Landon Slaggert dumps it in deeper. Sam Lafferty waiting. The hottest guy on the Blackhawks, Sam Lafferty. Nick Foligno. Landon Slaggert behind the net. Artem Levshinov battling. And the puck is kept in by Wyatt Kaiser. What a keep. But Levshinov coming in heavy to get the puck in. What a shift by the fourth line. Foligno, 2 shots wide open from right by the net. The Maple Leafs are not playing defense as usual. Wyatt Kaiser now. Artem Levshinov playing forward. Levshinov falling down. Levshinov still on his feet, still on the puck. Levshinov now dancing in. Levshinov, what a pass! What a goal! Artem Levshinov, playmaking supreme. What a pass! Are you kidding me, Levshinov? He fell down, he got back up, he skated from left to right, from near to far side, and what a pass! Are you kidding me with that assist? Oh my goodness, Levshinov. What a Levshinov play. He fell down while trying to turn. What a pass over to Ryan Green. Are you kidding me, Levshinov? Head up the entire way. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna do something to my pants. Are you kidding me? The arty party in full effect. A beautiful pass. That's Levy. I love Lev Mensa's lot. What a pass. Way to go, Artie. Let's go. An unbelievable pass. I thought he was going to shoot too. Rick Ball just said, I thought he was going to shoot, but he made the better read there. That's a great play on so many levels. I mean, the Levshinov from earlier this season would just spam that shot from the point. The moment he stumbled, he would panic. There's so many things that Levshinov was struggling with earlier that he just redeemed with that one play. Now here they come again. Bedard, oh no, Burakovsky. Bedard would have been in on a breakaway, but Burakovsky missed on a 5-foot pass. That would have been unbelievable, man. Whew, but what a pass by Levshinov. And the Blackhawks are up 1-0 earlier in this game. Spencer Knight with a great pass, a one-touch play. Oh, what? Who are you passing to, Burakovsky? He passes it right to the Maple Leafs player. What is happening with Burakovsky early? He's also rusty. He missed a game. Louis Crevier now. Deflected forward. Here's Burakovsky over to Colton Dach. Colton Dach on Simone Benoit. Bad pass towards Alex Vlasic, but Donato battling to keep the puck alive, and the Maple Leafs take it away. The puck gets over a leaping Louis Crevier. That's like 9 feet of clearance there. And the Maple Leafs keep the puck into the in the zone. Ryan Donato behind the net, battling with Nick Robertson. Mikheyev, a one-touch pass that Vlasic eventually gets. Now Colton Dach lay a hit there. Oh, he misses the hit. Long shot fought off by Joseph Wall. Kaiser with a great takeaway there. Levshinov now. Levshinov skating. Oh, risky pass. Turnover by Levshinov. Here's William Nylander behind the net. This is the danger line for the Maple Leafs. The Blackhawks need to have their best game defensively against this line. A good takeaway by Nazar. Oh, what a sidestep through the neutral zone. Nazar just dumps the puck in. I think he's at the end of a shift. Oliver Moore flying in, though, to keep the puck alive. Look at Oliver Moore battling in the corner. Grzelcyk battling now, and the puck clears the zone. This is a small thing, but I hate Connor Murphy's positioning in the offensive zone. He's the only defenseman in the entire Blackhawks lineup who vacates the zone as soon as he can. Everybody else is aggressive and fast and hunting the puck, and Murphy's always the first guy to back off. I still think he's a good defensive defenseman, and I still think he's going to be a good contributor for a playoff team, but this Blashill system does not work for a defenseman who's that passive. 745 says 3 more goals for his scoring prediction. That would be awesome. Brad says when Artie just reacts and doesn't overthink, he gets better every game. And you really see those natural abilities that he has. His mobility is amazing. If he can develop that type of playmaking on top of the natural talent that he has, my goodness, watch out. That's one of the best playmaking plays. Not to glaze one play too much. That's one of the best bouts of playmaking I've ever seen from Artem Levshinov in the NCAA or the NHL or the AHL. Just a great play. Calvin says, I love Levs. You gotta love you some Levs, man. I have some maple cream cookies from Kroger. They're just lying around on my table. I'm gonna have a nice little bite. Oh my God, this smells so good. If you guys have a Kroger or like a Mariano's where you live, or like a Ralph's, we have Ralph's in California, check out their bootleg maple cream sandwich cookies. They're so good. Unbelievable. By the way, maple is the best dessert flavor. Maple donuts, maple ice cream, maple cookies, maple syrup on pancakes and waffles, maple everything. Jeff says, is there a happier guy in a post-goal huddle than Artie? I noticed he's starting to take his celebrations a little more chill too. I remember when he mauled Bedard. I think it was last season. Just destroyed him. Logs says chocolate but maple is good too. Let me ask you a question, Logs. Do you like chocolate ice cream? Look at that, Pat. I cannot get over that. I've never seen him do something like that. He's locked in. Look at him on the bench, man. He's locked in. I've seen people on my Twitter feed compare him to David Jiricek. When was the last time you saw Jiricek make a play like that? Let me just ask you that. Ekman Larson now, forechecked hard by Slaggert. Here's Ekman Larson now. In the offensive zone. Hit by Murphy, who takes the brunt of that hit. Oh, what a pass. What a save by Spencer Knight. Matthew Knight just got robbed at point blank range by Spencer Knight. That's arguably the most dangerous chance for either team other than the Levshinov assist. And Spencer Knight shrugs it off like it's nobody's business. Robertson. Delayed offside. Jeff says, just look at the smile on his face. It's like a kid on Christmas morning every time. Oh, what a save by Spencer Knight. Oh, the late kick of the right pad by Spencer Knight. Look at that. Oh, it was off the outside of the post, but he had that covered. If that was on net, he had that covered. They took away that shot on goal. Matthew Knight, a little rusty as well. He missed the net on that chance. Spencer Knight behind the net. Louis Crevier. Now here comes Connor Bedard. Bedard tries to pass it to himself. It's taken away by Benoit. Oh, Ryan Green dropped his stick. Otherwise, he would have had a takeaway. Now here comes William Nylander. Miscommunication with John Tavares. Here comes Nick Robertson. Oh, trickling shot by John Tavares is covered up by Spencer Knight. Those shots always give me so much anxiety, man. Those little dribbling shots that change direction and are like bouncing everywhere on the ice. But Spencer Knight makes the save anyways. Let's get back to our game, all right? Allen Iverson or hang gliding? Lower. Yep, not even close. We need to get a good little streak going, all right? Hang gliding or Cadbury? Cadbury higher. All right, we're locked in now. Score of 3, we're getting that 17 right now. What the heck is that lower? What? What is Baidu? What the heck? A Chinese multinational technology company? What is this propaganda higher lower? Disgusting. Unbelievable, man. All right. Let's get one more game in. Doctor Strange way higher. Yeah, over 1 million. Monopoly. Ooh. I'm going to guess lower. Oh, come on, man. This is so close. Brad says, give the Leafs credit on the nice pick. A lot of teams pass on him. He's a great player. Yep, absolutely. All right, we're just going to go to Jenga and move on from this, all right? Woo, I almost got canceled. Ebola or Jenga? Ebola's higher. All the same, thank God. Prince is higher. All right, we're locked in. Barry Manilow or Prince lower? Yeah. Climate change higher. We're locked in. Look at this. All right, let's get back to the game. But we are on a five score streak. Alex Vlasic is mic'd up for this game. That's true, actually. Sam Rinzel is usually paired with Alex Vlasic, so he's playing with a new line mate as well. A new defensive partner, I should say. Shout out to Kyle Davidson, by the way. That Matt Grzelcyk pickup has aged so well, not only because it gives insulation to the young players, but also because he's been a very good young player. The Blackhawks have not had a power play yet, as Spencer Knight makes a save on a long shot through traffic. The Blackhawks have not had a power play so far, but I mean, if the team did not sign Matt Grzelcyk, they wouldn't have a real backup option at power play 2. You'd probably see a guy like Wyatt Kaiser or Alex Vlasic. I'm not saying it would be horrible, but Matt Grzelcyk, before he came to Chicago, he was a power play specialist. And having him just as an extra player to put on the power play if one of the young players needs insulation is such a great luxury to have. Ekman Larson, a sharp angle shot, sealed off by Spencer Knight. Give me one sec. I'm going to grab my... Next ad break, I'm going to have to take a quick break, all right? It'll be like 3 to 4 minutes. I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but I just have a quick thing I have to do. Long shot, saved by Spencer Knight. Matthias Michelli now behind the net. Bobby McMahon. Oh, McMahon, a turning shot, and that's saved by Spencer Knight off some good work by Michelli. Some pressure here now by the Maple Leafs second line. Ryan Donato overskates the puck, but it just trickles out of the zone. Almost a costly mistake by Ryan Donato. Here's Connor Murphy. Good pass over to Matt Grzelcyk. Stretch pass ahead to Donato. Another bad turnover, Donato. Here's William Nylander. Wheeling and dealing, and now a long shot again is saved by Spencer Knight. This is not a good stretch of play by the Blackhawks in the defensive zone. 2 mistakes by Ryan Donato. Matthias Michelli almost turns the puck over, but it falls right to Bobby McMahon, who makes a great turning shot on Spencer Knight, who makes a save. Jeff says, I think Sam has a bit of confidence issue right now, which isn't unexpected in his 26th game, especially coming from the NCAA as an undersized player. It's a different level of a grind and a different level of speed in the NHL. It was bound to happen. I think he can benefit, hopefully, as well as Artem Levshinov did. Another guy who graduated from the NCAA straight to the NHL. I mean, straight to the professional ranks, I should say. Because Levshinov did have AHL time. But Tavares, a great takeaway by Nazar. Great takeaway by Nazar. Teaching tape right there. Now here comes Alex Vlasic. Stopped behind the net by Joseph Wall. A good play. Wall looks a little shaky when he leaves his net. I'm not shocked that a Maple Leaf fan like Steve Dangle wants goaltenders to only tend the goal. Alex Vlasic on his off wing, his pass goes all the way down for icing. Nice little diet update. I put away the maple cookies because I got a bad look. And now I picked up an elote corn mix. Elote corn salad mix from Target. One faceoff for the Maple Leafs. Jake McCabe, Blackhawks legend, a long shot, and that's wide of the net. Now here comes Dakota Joshua, fourth line shift for the Maple Leafs. Some pressure here, and Spencer Knight covers up and relieves the pressure a little bit. What? What a weird ad by Ankin Law. What is happening? I don't get the premise of that ad. What a weird ad. Bedard involved in a board battle now. Uh-oh. Good save again by Spencer Knight. Positional save there. Ryan Green, a back pass. Now here comes Connor Bedard. Dumps the puck in. Connor Bedard now. Man, Bedard has a different level of a gear this season, man. He's just flying around the ice. Ryan Green now. Connor Bedard. Let's see a Bedard coast-to-coast goal. Why don't we? Bedard, he breaks his stick. Here's Matias Michelli now. Max Domi shovels a puck in past Matt Grzelcyk. Matt Grzelcyk takes a tumble behind the net. No arm up in the air by the officials. Now here comes Blackhawks franchise player Sam Lafferty. Dumps a puck in. Nick Foligno now in the corner. Lost him, toss him. Lafferty, good pass over to Nick Foligno. Long shot. Grzelcyk deflected and saved by Joseph Wall. This fourth line has been buzzing all night, by the way. Great first period by them. Matt Grzelcyk from Lafferty. Over to Connor Murphy. Long shot deflected, and I don't think that got in on Joseph Wall. Connor Murphy, and the puck is backhanded into the zone by Landon Slaggert as both teams go for line changes. Maple Leafs now on the puck. Nice little dump and chisel. Spencer Knight. Long stretch pass to nobody. Just clears the zone. Final minute of play in the first period. Tavares, a wraparound rebound, scores. Nicholas Robertson. the forgotten man on the first line ties the game up after a very poor stretch of play by the Blackhawks overall, I have to say. In the defensive zone, they've been getting outworked by the Maple Leafs over the past four or so minutes. Tavares comes out of the net with a wraparound. That's saved by Spencer Knight. But the puck deflects right to a crashing Nick Robertson, who gets body positioning on Louis Crevier. And it's a tie game with under a minute left. A bit of a ball-breaking goal allowed by the Blackhawks. F is correct, Jeff. That's just a tough goal to give up. I can't say that it's not deserved, but Nick Robertson, by the way, 5 goals on the season. How about that for a rejuvenation from a team that desperately needs to find offense in the wake of Mitch Marner's injury? Sorry, Mitch Marner's departure and Austin Matthews' injury. Levshinov gives the puck away, gets away with a hold. Oh, I thought that was a penalty. Joshua just hit Oliver Moore. I didn't think the puck was even near them. Dakota Joshua just hit Oliver Moore right into the post. A says soft goal to give up just before the end of the period. Yeah, that's not a good goal to give up. And really, the Blackhawks have been outworked for a while. Is that not a penalty? Like, Dakota Joshua made it look unintentional. I feel like that was... I don't know. A little bit of a hold by Joshua there. What is happening? Yeah, Oliver Moore was pushed in by Dakota Joshua. That's very obvious. So they're moving the faceoff outside of the zone. That's fair. Connor Bedard on the faceoff against John Tavares. It's a best on best, and Tavares Bedard wins it against John Tavares. Vlasic with 16 seconds left. Pass the puck forward, buddy. Ryan Green, his pass is intercepted. There's a dump in, and this... Oh! Wall almost passes it right to Connor Bedard, but the Maple Leafs are able to get the puck out. And with 1 second left, time expires on John Tavares. Boys, we're going to be playing Civ 7, but just give me 3 to 4 minutes. I will be right back, all right? I'm going to play a Ringside Gamer video, just for those of you who haven't been able to watch it. The only reason I'm doing this, this isn't self-promo. This is more because anybody else would copyright strike me. I don't think the Ringside Gamer is going to do that. Brad says we need to solve the second period Blues tonight. Yeah. This is one game where the Blackhawks had a ball-breaking goal at the end of the first period. That should be a wake-up call. My name... All right, boys, I will be right back in like 2 to 3 minutes. I'm not going to play the whole video. Don't worry, I'm not doing self-promo. We're going to play some Civ 7 in the intermissions, but just give me a second. I'll be back in like about 3 minutes, all right? Is Karachi B. Some of you may not be familiar with me because I don't chase glory. I don't chase trophies. I chase the sound of pure panic when the fuse burns down. Every hit I throw, every goal I bury, it's just another spark in the chaos that I'm here to create. You may skate against me, but you're not playing a hockey game. No, you're merely trying your absolute best to survive me. And in this series, in the brand new NHL 26 Be a Pro, the rest of the league will have no chance. I'm so excited to get started, so without any further ado, let's finally begin.
Super Agent Taylor Mackey joins us here on the line, who represents the hottest, most anticipated prospect in years.
I'm just kidding, boys, because for the first time in the past 6 years, there's no more unskippable pricey pond hockey. Rest in peace, by the way.
Pricey pond hockey you got going there.
But this time, let's actually boot up NHL 26's brand new Be a Pro, and let's get started. Skip movie? Wait a minute, EA Sports, did you make your introduction skippable now? This is the 8th wonder of the world. This is amazing. All right, I'll skip it then. I mean, screw that intro. We don't need an opening cinematic movie. This entire series is going to be a movie. So let's instead focus on fixing the character up and really getting started. The name is Karachi B. Ringside Karachi B. And don't ask me what that B stands for. It's shortened for a reason. We're keeping things family friendly here. But don't worry, on the ice, I have so much energy, I just might explode. Anyways, let's choose our position. Between skater and goalie, apparently this is a new feature. We can't choose any more specific position than just a skater, so I guess that's what we're going for. And now World Junior nationality, that's new. Okay, so does that mean I get to sacrifice my own life for Pakistan?
To sacrifice my own life for Pakistan.
Man, EA Sports, I'm telling you right now, as I scroll, I better see Pakistan. Oh, that's not Karachi, it's Kazakhstan. Well, it is a stan, so at least we're off to a good start there. Maybe we'll get Pakistan next. No, it's Canada, Czechia, Finland, Germany, Latvia, EA Sports, I don't like this, Slovakia, Sweden, Switzerland. You've got to be kidding me. This is underrepresentation. This is unacceptable, EA Sports. I expect to see Pakistan as a nationality next year. For now, we got to go with Kazakhstan because at least it sounds like Karachi and Pakistan put together. But next year, I expect to see Pakistan's national ice hockey team put together. I don't care if I'm the only player on the team. I'll still be able to beat the likes of USA and Canada. Don't you ever underestimate me. And now for handedness, left or right, we got to go with right because I am never wrong. Jersey number, we're gonna go with one of the most powerful and most violent jersey numbers ever created. I'm more dangerous than an AK-47. I'm more dangerous than Agent 47. I am number 47, and I will be redefining what that number means. And now for the play-by-play name. EA Sports, you failed at putting Pakistan as a World Junior nationality. Let's see how close we can get to Karachi, all right? Oh my God, we can go with Kaepernick? I mean, we're playing in Kazakhstan currently. Colin Kaepernick's not even good enough to play there. And plus, if anybody criticizes the way we play, we'll just call them racist. That sounds like a perfectly foolproof plan. But on that note, we gotta pick a worthy face to represent ringside Karachi B. And none of these unseasoned skin colors are gonna work. We need something with a little more melanin than that. Wait, you know what I realized? Did you guys notice that all of the white characters are at the front and you have to scroll all the way down here, all the way even past here to reach the colored individuals? I mean, come on, EA Sports. What's with this segregation? I mean, what is this, a bus in the early 1900s? Why are all the white people in the front and all the colored people in the back? Where is Rosa Parks when you need her? All right, before I start race baiting, let's get back to the stream. How's the audio, boys? You guys can hear me? Just want to make sure everything's good. By the way, the Karachi B series is dead. I actually sold my Xbox. So yeah, that series is never finishing, but we could have some other series going on with the with the second channel. I'm focusing more on the main channel. Again, that wasn't self-promo, but if you guys want to see maybe a Civ 7 series or something like that, let me know. All right, let's take a quick look at the Civ 7, all right? Alex says I was always waiting for episode 3. My bad, bro. I had to sell my Xbox to get some money for the merch drop. So you may be waiting a little while. Never say never, though. I mean, maybe I can get a new Xbox and recreate it exactly. But I made the executive decision, if you will, to go with, to stick to the main channel for now. I have a nice little bowl of chicken and potatoes, by the way. Oh my God, these are so good. All right. So the first step is going to be to choose our leader. We could go with Amina. She looks a little bit like Karachi B. Make Alex a little happier. Oh my God, this chicken's amazing. Amina would give us +1 resource capacity in cities. That's not too bad, especially later in the game when you start to outgrow the resource capacity that you have. +1 combat strength on all units in plains and deserts. That's also pretty good. Actually, you know what? Let me take a look at this. My favorite exploration age, my favorite exploration age civilization is a Chola, and I'll explain more if we continue the series and we go all the way to the exploration age. Option 7 looks like me. What is option 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this option 7? Confucius looks like me. This is ridiculous. Oh my God. I want to choose one that goes with Chola in the second one. And I also want to choose one selfishly that I've never used before. Chola, 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 Chola. Let me know if you guys see Chola anywhere that I'm missing. There you go. I've never used Trung Track before. Maybe I can go with that. We get a unique army commander after obtaining the first line military unit of the age. I feel like this will be really helpful in the early going as we face off against barbarians and things like that. And And we get some extra promotions on our commanders as well, along with more commander experience and plus 10% science in cities in tropical areas. And it's also doubled when you're in a formal war that we declare. So let's go with that. We'll select our mementos and we'll just get started. We'll see how everybody likes Civ 7 as a possible intermission game. We can continue one series through all of these different live streams. Hopefully I'll be able to live stream a little bit more. In terms of mementos, I mean, these are things that we could choose in every civilization. I tend to go for increased settlement limit because they're so rare, and then just a scientific attribute point. That's usually what I go for. And because this is the boring part of the game, I just want to continue until we actually start playing to see how everybody likes. What are you saying, woman? To see how everybody likes how everybody likes this game as a possible intermission activity for us. All right, I'm down. If you guys aren't vibing with this, let me know, and we'll go back to high or lower and things like that. But for now, let's give this our best shot. Let's see. Let's just choose one. They're recommending these two, so Moria or Khmer. I kind of like this because we get an early unique cavalry unit. That would be pretty cool. So let's just go with that. Governor, let's go with Viceroy just for this because we mentioned I'm going to play on a little bit of a higher difficulty, and we're going to go shuffle. So we don't know what map type it is. That makes the exploration and the scouting even more important. And beyond that, I think we're good to start. All right, so let's get Civ 7 started on the channel for the first time ever.
You stand against those who would impose their will.
Sounds like Karachi B.
Though your enemies, Trungtrak, may be many, you will make them pay for each step they take in your lands.
Absolutely.
Raise your cry and call your people to stand.
You're getting me
with you.
hyped up.
The sky darkens.
Oh my, this is Karachi B, boys. All right, so once again, we gain a unique army commander. We have more commander experience, so we're going to be able to train that commander up even faster to get some more boosts. And we get plus 10% science in cities in tropical. So we want to really focus on building cities in tropical regions. What else?
Like the monsoon rains, the Kamai give life to the land.
Kamar.
And like the monsoon floods,
That's how you pronounce it, I guess.
they conquer what they will. The great mandala of Kambuja, the Kamai Empire, whirls with divine grace, and its power flows like water, a sanctuary against the burning sun. Stand on elephant back and let the waters rise. They will not touch you.
So districts on rivers do not remove the natural yield of that tile. I'm going to be honest, I have no clue what that means, but it sounds like a good boost. And plus 30% production towards constructing the Angkor Wat. Let's just begin the game and we'll see how this goes. I don't need any of these, this help. So we have a founder who's about to found our first city. And now we can choose production. So let's start off with a scout. And now the scout is able to discover the rest of the world. When a unit moves towards the extent of its vision, the land beyond reveal it themselves. So that's how you reveal this fog of war. Your recently trained scout stands ready to explore the world. A light blue outline represents the extents it can move in a single turn. Right-click a destination. Oh yeah, I already know how to move in this game. Now, scouts are important because they have some special abilities. You can increase the sight range of one if they still have movement, or you could do this, which is increase the sight range for only one turn, but also reveals all discoveries within twice this range. Discoveries are important because, especially in the early game, when we're very low on gold and science and culture and influence, discoveries are kind of a freebie. There are little things hidden in the map that give you access to things that you otherwise wouldn't be given access to. So maybe they'll give you some a free unit, or maybe they'll give you some gold, things like that. So we're going to be heavily relying on this search function in the early going in this game. And it already uncovered one of these luxurious encampments, so I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm going to take my scout if this stupid... Oh, we have a lot of all the bolded blue icons are all discovery. So we discovered a lot of stuff. So let's start off by getting that. Now we'll start with our technologies. I really want to go for the Khmer, I don't know how to pronounce it still, the Khmer Special Unit. I want to really focus on getting that, which is right here. The Utah Hati. This is the tier 2 one. Where's the tier 1 special unit? Well, actually, let's go for sailing first because we are on a coastline, so we should be able to get sailing going, and then we can focus on getting that special unit later. My worry is in the early going, we may have a lot of barbarians, so I really wanted to get that Khmer special unit going to really battle the barbarians and fight them off. But for now, we're going to focus on getting our scout over to this tile and this tile and this tile and this tile to get some early boost for our empire, and we'll move on from there. We just completed the scout in 1 turn. I like to save building for a little bit later, so let's get a warrior going just in case things start to get a little bit hairy in the early going. I just want to make sure my game stream is up to date. Yep, should be good. Let me refresh it just to be sure. The technology tree is a comprehensive view of all the technologies available through the entire age. The paths connecting each technology, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Let's move on to the next turn. We gained a population so we can grow our city. We do want to grow towards whichever one of these improvements is going to benefit us the most. So if we grow towards the ivory and improve that tile, we would get 10 plus 10% production towards wonders placed in tropical plains and desert terrain. We unfortunately do not have, we don't have tropical terrain, which is one of the specific things that Trunk Track is really good at. Calvin says, when are we doing our game? Whenever you want, man. If you guys want to join in and we can start a multiplayer game, we're doing this just for fun. So if you guys want to join in immediately, I'd be more than happy to play alongside all of you. I think that would be a much more engaged way to do our intermission activities. I don't know if you guys remember early on, for those of you who've been here from the beginning, I really like the idea of having an interactive intermission update. So if you guys want to all play Civ 7, we could do that. If you guys want to do something else, let me know as well. I'm open to suggestions, especially with intermission stuff. And I'll be looking at the viewer count and things like that to make sure people are still enjoying. So let's move towards this improvement. We'll grow the city. So we could go towards this, or we could go towards this. +1 culture, I don't care. We could go towards +10 culture, I don't care, or gold, which is +1 gold and happiness on all settlements. I kind of want to get this early, especially early game. We don't have a lot of gold, so I do want to improve towards that area. So let's get this tile. And the next time we grow our city, we're going to be able to get gold, which is going to be pretty nice because I am a gold digger, literally and figuratively. Let's move on to the next choice. An excavation has uncovered a bone the length of an entire person, with signs that there may be more. Could this be the winged dragon of legend? So we have the choice of either -100% science for 1 turn, but +100 happiness towards the next celebration, or +30 culture. I'm all about science, especially early game. I don't want to fall behind science and lose out on researching technologies in an effort to get some happiness towards the next celebration. I'm going to go for the +30 culture. But the good news is we have a lot of other things that we uncovered that we can get, and hopefully we won't have to make that big of a trade-off the next time. The sit rep is in 4 turns, we're going to be producing our first warrior. The good news is we don't have any barbarians immediately in sight. I imagine they're somewhere very close, though. So having that warrior is going to be a pretty good thing to have before we get our Khmer special unit, the cavalry unit that has a little bit higher of a combat bonus. But we have a warrior coming in 4 turns, and we are growing next in 3 turns. So in 3 turns, we're going to get this nice little gold boost by getting gold in our empire. Calvin says, after the Hawks game for me. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming after the Hawks game, but I'd be... we could definitely have a separate stream, especially on the second channel, where we play together. And we can make that a series as well. I feel like that would be a pretty good idea. By the way, how's the audio, boys? Is the audio good? You guys can hear me fine? Just going to skip some turns. We're growing in this turn, so let's grow our city. We'll get the gold boost, which is going to give us +1 gold per turn, and +1 happiness in all settlements. So we get up to +7. And it automatically goes into our resources. We do have... What? Oh, it's a separate empire resource. I didn't know that. All right, let's move on to the next turn. A party of noblemen has had a successful hunt. They instruct their servants to leave what they cannot carry, but there's no shortage of hungry mouths back home. So we can either have +20 gold, food and +50 gold to our capital, or +75 happiness. I don't care about happiness too much. The game is about to start, but the last thing we're going to do before the game begins is +20 food and +50 gold to our capital. All right, boys, let me know what you think about Civ 7 as an intermission game. We can continue the series. We can do something else as well. But the second period is about to begin. The puck is about to be dropped as the Blackhawks' fourth line starts this one off for us. Nick Foligno loses the faceoff. And the Maple Leafs are underway. An early dump and goes out of play by Morgan Riley. Do you guys see? Yeah, they're talking about this in the stream right now, but Jack Hughes cut his hand in a Barstool birthday dinner or something. In Chicago cut. That's crazy. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Hard hit by Landon Slaggert there. And the Maple Leafs. Oh, I thought they iced the puck, but Grizzly gets back. Nick Foligno now. A feed ahead to Landon Slaggert, who deflects. Oh, and that's in offside. Look at Lafferty last game, man. That's not Luke Hughes' career highlight, man. Horrible defensive play, but what a goal by Lafferty. Ryan Green loses a faceoff now. A deflected dump is retrieved by Spencer Knight. Alex Vlasic now. D to D. Louis Crevier dumps it in from behind the red line. Simone Benoit now to the point. Crevier keeps the puck in. Connor Bedard battling with Nick Robertson is held in by Vlasic. Ryan Green whiffs on a shot right from the slot. Gotta get that on target, man. Here's William Nylander. Great play. Robertson fumbles a puck but gets it back to the point and it's taken away by Bedard. And now a breakaway. Partial break, Andre Burakovsky. Great back check. Great back check. By Myers, by Philippe Myers. What a back check that was. At the end of a shift for Burakovsky, but still, excellent back check there. Here comes Oliver Moore with speed. Back to Wyatt Kaiser. He has space. Artem Levchinov, shoots! And it just goes wide. I thought that went off the blocker, but he misses the net. Teravainen now, back to Levchinov. A one-timer. That's saved by Joseph Wall. Levchinov's feeling it in this game after that great assist earlier in the first period. Here's Nazar, back to Teravainen. Kaiser over to Levchinov. Levchinov walking the blue line. Look at Levchinov, wheel and deal. Dives in. Oh my goodness, he almost goes all the way and drives to the net. And his backhand pass is just saved by Joseph Wall. Look at Bedard showing some feistiness. Man, Artie's only 20. I mean, I don't want to hear too much hate about Artem Levchinov, man. Obviously, it's not a complete product yet. He's 20 years old as a defenseman. Here's Ilya Mikheyev now. Back to the point. Kaiser and Levshunov still on the ice. Kaiser, what a move. Why Kaiser now? Behind the net. And Levshunov has to get back into the neutral zone to get the puck. Here's Ryan Donato, a trip. Ryan Donato's had a horrible game. Horrible game. He's one of the only Blackhawks who's been noticeably horrible this game. That's just... I think Darren Pang doesn't agree with the call. I thought that was a trip. We can look at the replay. Let's take a look at this. He fumbles a puck. Yeah, that's a trip. That's a trip. That's a trip. That's a bad trip, too. I mean, you got to get that puck out of the zone. He fumbles it, and then he trips somebody. That's the worst possible sequence that you can have. It's a bad play. And now the Blackhawks have a very important PK. You don't want to go down a goal after the start you've had. Here's Teuvo Teravainen, dancing in shorthanded. Teravainen, he tries to come back towards the net. A bit of a risky play after a great entry by Teravainen, shorthanded. And now here comes Ekman Larsson. He killed almost a quarter of that penalty kill. I should say he killed almost a quarter of that power play. Now here comes William Nylander. Ryan Green is able to get the puck out of the zone. Offside by Easton Cowan. That's a mile offside by Matthew Nyes. And almost half of the power play is done. I don't know what Easton Cowan was doing. No wonder he's demoted to the Marlies. He just got called back up for this game, but that was a horrible play. He was just like holding the puck at the blue line. But he just get the puck in. Matthew Nyes was waiting for a good 4 to 5 seconds. Here's Morgan Riley now. Ilya Mikheyev. Oh my goodness, here comes Mikheyev with speed. He is such a good penalty killer, man. One of the best in the NHL. Ilya Mikheyev now. Oh, Nazar! Nazar angled to the boards and is taken away, but they killed off almost a minute of the power play just on that sequence. Mikheyev and Nazar, the dynamic duo on the PK, finally reunited. What a hit by Nazar. I don't know if it was intentional or not, because Nazar also took the brunt of it. Here comes Teravainen. A hard shot is saved by Joseph Wall. Another tip by Teravainen just goes wide. Which team is on the power play, boys? The Blackhawks are buzzing. And the crowd is giving it to them, too. Here in the United Center. I mean, the Blackhawks generated the more dangerous chances on the penalty kill. Then Nazar, look at that pass. Oh, he just missed the deflection to Teravainen. That was an unbelievable pass by Frank Nazar. But Teravainen just missed out on the tip. Gotta love the Blackhawks being sponsored by an alcohol company when so many of their most important players can't even drink. Love that. Can't legally drink, I should say. Just love that. Levshunov and Kaiser are back out there. Here comes Levshunov now with a full head of speed. Look at that. Oh, a deflected pass. Connor Bedard. Levshunov. No! What? Oh my goodness. Now here comes William Nylander on a breakaway. Are you kidding me? Levshinov gets back. How did that not go in for the Blackhawks? Who missed? Kaiser, what a stick. Now here comes Bedard the other way. What a shift by Levshinov. Levshinov. Oh my goodness, Levshinov! No, what a save! Are you kidding me? I'm on my knees. Are you kidding me? What a save by Joseph Woll on Artem Levshinov. How did that not go in? What a sequence and a great save by Spencer Knight. I'm losing my voice. Oliver Ekman-Larsson now. I can't even catch my breath. Calle Jarnkrok over. A long shot from the point. Goes way wide. Ekman-Larsson now. Behind the net. Steven Lawrence now. Oh my God, I'm losing my voice. Bobby McMahon to the front. Taken away by Foligno. How did that not go in by Artem Levshinov? What a game he's having. Oh my goodness. I can't believe Joseph Woll saved that. That's robbery. Oh my goodness. Ryan, don't do something stupid. Alex Vlasic now. I need to catch my breath after that sequence. Oh my goodness. Nice play by Kaiser, says Brad. Nice play by Levshinov as well. And Bedard, what a pass. How did that not go in? Donato! How did that not go in? Donato, pass to the point. Are you kidding me? The Blackhawks are all over them right now. Colton Dock now behind the net. And that goes out of play. Oh my God. Oh my God. Joseph says, OMG, Levshinov twice. Shoot the puck, bro. I mean, he should have shot the puck the first time, but that was a miraculous save. I don't know how that didn't go in. And then Levshinov the second time. What a save by Woll. Oh my goodness. I would love to see a Levshinov goal. I mean, he's been around the net so much in this game. He's been so close to his first career goal. He had that unbelievable assist in the first period. I'd love to see him get rewarded with a goal in this one, man. Unbelievable. All right, I don't know how we go to higher, lower after that. Climate change or Star Trek? I'm going to go higher here. Not even close. 6-game point streak, nothing, no big deal. Taylor Swift way higher. Yeah. Whatever's next is going to be lower than this. What? Huh? What? What? 152 million of you freaks? What? That's unbelievable. Let's just go back to the stream after that. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. You guys are a bunch of dirty dogs, aren't you? Unbelievable. I can't believe Levshinov didn't score. I cannot believe it. Oh my God. What a save by Joseph Woll. Oh, that was, what a block by McCabe on that first chance. Oh, that hit the post. Kaiser. Levshinov should have shot it, but that was actually a crazy good pass. Tape to tape. Levshinov's having a crazy game, man. Whoa. I feel like he's going to justify the Levshinov video way more. Look at this Bedard pass, though. Oh, if he held on to it a split second more. Oh, my goodness, Levshinov. Oh, my God. What a save. Here's Spencer Knight. Risky pass. Kaiser and Levshinov back out there on the ice. They've been active whenever they've been on. Oliver Moore. Now here's Levshinov. Levshinov now. He absorbs a hit along the boards. Here's Levshinov now. Levshinov shoot. Kaiser now. He just dumps a puck in. and Jake McCabe. Matthew Nyes now. Here come the Maple Leafs the other way. Easton Cowan just missed a tap-in. Easton Cowan missed a tap-in. Some bad defense by the second line. They score? Oh, that went off the post. The Blackhawks almost conceded twice just there in that sequence. Easton Cowan missed the net, and then Nicholas Waugh just hit the post, hit the inside of the post. It came out the other way. Here's Morgan Riley now. The Blackhawks cannot afford to go down. They've been horrible in the second period throughout the season. But after that start by the Kaiser Levshinov defensive pairing, you can't afford to go down now. Got to continue this momentum. But a long defensive zone shift by the second line. Here's John Tavares, William Nylander. Uh-oh. Nicholas Robertson missed another wide open goal. Morgan Riley, the Blackhawks are dead tired. Dead tired. Here's Nylander. Oh, what a play by Levshinov. What a defensive play. Oh my goodness. They get a line change and they're still out there, and now they score. Morgan Riley, man. That was like a 2-minute shift by that second line and that second defensive pairing. Levshinov saves the goal, and then it goes right back in on the same side. They feel like this should have been a stoppage, apparently. I didn't see anything. What a save by Levshinov, though. And then Tavares drags Levshinov out of position. That's on Teravainen, though. It's not on Levshinov. It's a defenseman. That should have been called down, yeah. And they're both yelling. You see Nazar and Teravainen yelling about it. Are they challenging? Can you challenge that? Where's Carey? Huh? The one Maple Leaf fan. That's a high stake. Yeah, they are challenging. That's a high stick. I wonder if this is definitive, though. Ace is another horrible second period. Hold on, this may be coming back. It was knocked out of the air by with a high stick by William Nylander. This may be coming back. I don't know if there's a definitive proof that it was a high stick. It was above Teravainen's shoulder. I'm not sure if it's above Nylander's shoulder, though. Yeah, I think it was above Nylander's. Yeah. This should be coming back. I'm with you, Ace says if this isn't called back, I don't know what to say. This should be coming back. I tend to be pretty objective when it comes to like, oh, this should be coming back, but that's definitely a high stick. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Well, the Blackhawks are going to get bailed out because they got hemmed in there. And Alex Vlasic knows he's mic'd up. He's yelling at the refs, hey, there's a high stick. Buddy, they know. No, this is definitely coming back. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Yeah, Brad says might be overturned. This should be overturned. Objectively, I don't think there's an argument against it. That was definitely a high stick. It was way above the shoulder. In fact, the puck went over Teravainen's shoulder after being deflected. Even though it was deflected straight downwards, that's a high stick. I still can't believe that Levshinov goal didn't go in, man. Here's a call, Wes McCauley. What the I'm blind, I'm deaf, I want to be a ref. Unbelievable. And they call bench minor. I hate the NHL. I hate the NHL. Why is this a challengeable play? That's the most clear-cut high stick I've ever seen. And it's confirmed. Played with the high stick as a new goaltender interference. Are you kidding? I'm flabbergasted. Can somebody explain this like I'm stupid? Because I'm clearly blind. I mean, I want to become an eye surgeon just to fix these idiot referees' eyes. Jeff Blashill is flabbergasted too. What's the point of having the power to challenge if a play like that is not called back and now the Blackhawks are on the PK? A huge PK. What? How is that not high? How is that not a high stake? I'm actually getting what? How? I'm not even pissed. I'm confused. They said it's confirmed, which means they had definitive proof that it was not a high stick. Do I have eyeballs? Am I going blind? Do I have like massive cataracts or something? I saw him play the puck with a high stick, and it was confirmed not to be a high stick? What? Here's Ekman Larson. It's so hard to watch along to a game when there's this stupidity happening, man. There's no justification. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Here's Ekman Larson now. William Nylander, deflected pass. Ekman Larson still keeps it alive. Playing pitch and catch with William Nylander. Mikheyev, take it coast to coast, man. I'm tired. Mikheyev, long shot, goes wide. Oh my God. Reffing has been brutal against us this year. I'm not going to say it's only a Blackhawks issue, but on this specific play, there are two plays this season where a goal was taken away by the Blackhawks or a goal against was given. And I genuinely can't even think of a possible explanation why it would be. We just witnessed one, and the other one was in the first matchup against the Canucks, that Tyler Bertuzzi goaltender interference. A shot by Spencer Knight through traffic. I'm at a loss for words, man. How is that even possible? What's the point of having fans watch a game when this is a system you have in place? At the very least, have the balls to stand up in front of the crowd and say the call on the ice stands because there's no definitive angle. But no, you stand there confidently with the arrogance that Wes McCauley has and say the call on the ice was confirmed. How is that confirmed not to be a high stick? Everybody in the United Center has eyeballs. How is that confirmed to not be a high stick? I don't get it. The Blackhawks kill off the power play at least, but unbelievable, man. Here's a board battle behind them. I'm so distracted. I can't even lock back into this game, man. That makes no sense to me. And the fact that you now have a system where you get a minor penalty if you challenge a call. If you're going to be arrogant and take the side of the referee, even with obvious evidence, then you can't then turn around and penalize teams for challenging plays. It's so stupid. Thank God the Blackhawks killed the penalty, but there goes all the momentum they've been working towards. Here's Sam Lafferty now. Simone Benoit takes the puck away. Jeff says, bats puck above his own head. Inconclusive. It goes above the shoulder of Teuvo Teravainen. And that's a good 5 feet below the point of contact. No penalty on that trip by Bedard. Whatever. Levshinov. Chill out, buddy. That's a hand pass. That's so stupid. Every replay is just making me more pissed off. Brad says need to get the momentum back. When was the last time we got a call our way? I don't even know. It's not a biased thing. I'm saying as a hockey fan, I watch a lot of this sport. I don't only watch the Blackhawks. I enjoy the sport of hockey. It's why I started this YouTube channel. I love the sport of hockey. But if I, as a presenter, has no idea a possible justification, I don't see an argument the other way. I'm at a loss for words. How am I supposed to sit here and present on a game when something happened that caused the Maple Leafs to get a goal and it was challenged and the justification to me makes no sense? Do I just not know the sport anymore? Like, I don't know what to make of this anymore. Oh my goodness! Now we have to talk about the rest of the game. This is favoritism. I don't care. I mean the NHL is based in Toronto. It's the only explanation. Wes McCauley got a nice little wad of cash or something. Brad says, let's get Nazar to score to even it up. I mean, yeah. Imagine that gets called back. Log says, no, that call was nonsense. It makes no... You said it best. It's nonsense. It makes no sense. Unbelievable, man. Oh, my God. Shout out Tony Esposito, but like I would love to criticize the Blackhawks for having a horrible second period. I'd love if that made sense to me. And yes, that shift was horrible. Levshinov saves a goal. That puck should have been blown dead. And to lose a challenge over that too, to have to kill off a penalty. I mean, what's the point of even analyzing the trends of struggling in the second period when it's all BS? That's so stupid. Uh-oh. Spencer Knight with a takeaway. Nazar bails him out. The Blackhawks are making some simple mistakes right now. Levshinov now, paired with Alex Vlasic for some reason. Nazar on the forecheck now. Levshinov. Oh, what a poke. What a poke by Levshinov. That was a little poke, but that almost freed him for what would have been a breakaway. Here's Oliver Moore. Shoots. And a good save by Joseph Wall. Oh my goodness, man. It's so hard to get back in this game. Alex Vlasic now. A says brutal. This call outside brutal period for the Hawks. Sure. I mean, you could say that. You could also say they had an amazing first 3 minutes. That would also be true. But again, it's hard to have actual conclusions. Hold up. Oh, Bedard! The puck just bounced over his stick. Are you kidding me? The Blackhawks are going to the power play for the first time tonight. Bedard almost was in all alone. What a feed by Burakovsky, but it just... at the last moment, bounces over his stick. It's a miracle. The referees can actually call something against the Maple Leafs. Didn't know it was possible. All right, let's go. Hawks power play. Oh, are you kidding me, man? Ace, this feels like the Hawks actually play better on the road, though. Not gonna lie, that is true. But what I was saying is, you could draw conclusions on a period. First of all, periods are only 20 minutes, and when 3 of those 20 minutes, or let's say 4, because that was a 2-minute shift, 4 of those 20 minutes are directly influenced by a referee's bad call. By not blowing the play dead in the middle of a 2-minute shift that results in a power play. And then the ensuing challenge is by some miracle of their imagination. The ensuing challenge is lost by the Blackhawks, leading to another 2 minutes of sustained defensive zone time in the form of a penalty kill, when 4 out of the 20 minutes is completely wasted. That's 2/10 of the whole period. That's 1/5 of the entire period. That's directly determined by the referees. So, I mean, yes, I understand the Blackhawks have not been great in the period, and I understand they shouldn't have given up a 2-minute defensive zone shift. They probably should have gone for a line change before it happened to begin with, but that's a different story. When 1/5 of an entire period is determined by the referees, it's hard for me to sit here harping about team performance. At some point, the referees need accountability. They shouldn't be able to stand up there and be like, oh, the call on the ice is confirmed, without actually saying why. Why not make that into a process, right? These challenges go on for so long, you might as well take 30 seconds to actually justify the call at the end of a 10-minute review. That's the least that the fans deserve. And if you don't want to do that, have the referees and have whoever is working on the game in Toronto stand in front of the media and show video with that so-called inconclusive proof. And then let the media ask them questions. Let fans ask them questions. If there's so much integrity in the NHL, and if it's so inconclusive that it justifies the Blackhawks being shorthanded right after, why not at least have a 30-second explanation? Oh, what a shot by Bedard. And Burakovsky can't keep the puck in the zone. This is a huge power play for the Blackhawks. They need this one, man. Bad pass. Bad pass by Levchinov. Horrible pass by Levchinov. Oh, my God. What a toe drag release by Bedard here. A last second back check by Waugh. Disrupts the shot. Aces, Canadian teams get away with them calls, not biased. I mean, you can call it bias or you can call it incompetence. Whatever it is, it's unacceptable. That's the bottom line. This should not happen in an NHL game. Like, we're fans. This is the bare minimum that we should expect in the product. Consistency and accountability. And people wonder why so many of NHL fans hate the NHL. It's because of stupid stuff like this. And then Gary Bettman's going to turn around and say the referees are doing the best job they can and deserve to never be criticized. Just unbelievable, man. Levchinov, relax, buddy. Here's Burakovsky now. His shot. Taken by Bedard. And they clear the zone. Not even a good power play, man. Under a minute left in the power play. The first power play unit staying out for the Blackhawks. Levchinov keeps the puck in. Save by Joseph Wall on Levchinov. Now here comes Connor Bedard. Oh my goodness. Joseph Wall hit in the mask by a puck. Teravainen now. Bad shot. Oh my goodness. 15 seconds left on this power play. Maybe one entry, maybe one chance for the second power play unit now. Nazar on the second power play unit, by the way. Donato just... Oh, my God. Oh, here comes Easton Cowan on a breakaway. What a save, or that hit the outside of the post. It's so hard to get back in this game, man. Are you kidding me? Here's Ryan Donato now. Good save by Joseph Wall. Left Chanel, that's actually a really good blocker save. He gets that one-timer in. Just Easton Cowan on a breakaway coming out of the box after a bad pass by Ryan Donato to Frank Nazar. A lack of chemistry on that second unit showed up, but Easton Cowan missed the net. Hit the side of the net. A says, this game just feels so winnable with all the Leafs injuries. So far, it ain't looking great. I mean, yeah, that was not a good power play. Feel like the Blackhawks missed Bertuzzi's net front presence. Brad says, we're lucky we're not down by 2. Yeah. 2 easy chances were missed the net in this period alone. Alex says, what the F was that PP? Brett, I miss you. Yeah. I mean, the Blackhawks need to show up in the third period. I know there's still 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, but Oliver Moore over to Frank Nazar. That was close to being offside. Here's Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Lafferty now. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. I hate the refs. Here's Connor Murphy now. Let's get back in this game, boys. Sam Lafferty. Matt Grzelcyk, a long shot. That goes right through the crease. Nick Foligno. Long shot by Murphy. Wall loses it in traffic. Bobby McMahon. Are you kidding me? He was almost in on a breakaway. I thought Sam Lafferty got away with a hook there, but no call. Maybe a nice little makeup call by the ref, or lack thereof. Here come the Maple Leafs the other way. It's deflected into the zone, and Spencer Knight behind his own net. Long pass up ahead. Tries to beat icing. This is not a good pass by Spencer Knight. And Ilya Mikheyev is unable to beat that out, and it's icing against the Blackhawks. I mean, whatever, man. Defense's own face-off by the fourth line. Connor Murphy win this board battle against Dakota Joshua. Puck is deflected. Held in. Nick Foligno's injured. He blocked a shot with his hand, and now he's injured. At least the Blackhawks are not 11-7 in this game. Levchinov now on defense almost gets walked, but he stays in front of the Maple Leafs forward, and that is... Oh, big hit there. Levchinov and Kaiser back out there. Boys, we're going to need you to do something. They've been the 2 most noticeable Blackhawks in this period. 2 of the only noticeable ones alongside Connor Bedard. Here's Kaiser now. Long pass up ahead. Here's Andrei Burakovsky. The horrible pass by Burakovsky. Oh my God. Here's Easton Cowan. Blocked by Burakovsky. Builds himself out there. Here's Waugh. Deflected shot. Good pass by Levchinov. Burakovsky now ahead. Here's Connor Bedard. Oh my God. Turnover by Bedard, and now the Maple Leafs recover, and Bedard goes off for a line change. Need to wake up in the third. Yep. 5 seconds left. Oh, what a horrible period. Horrible period. Bad refereeing. Good little 3-minute stretch to start by Kaiser, Levchinov, and Bedard, but since then, not a single thing. And Foligno, he got hit in the hand hard by a shot. Oh my goodness. Need to wake up in the third, absolutely. Ugh. Let's get back to Civ 7, all right? Hopefully I'll have some more energy in the third, boys. It's just really hard to recover when you have such a brutal call. And I know the Blackhawks played horribly too, but it's just kind of it's hard to recover from a call like that. I'd love to hear the justification after the game. I imagine somebody's going to ask about that to see if Jeff Blashill got an actual explanation. I remember on the Bertuzzi goaltender interference call, he didn't get an actual explanation, which is even more infuriating. But oh, we do have the special army commander here. Ace says, "Why are they so horrible at home?" is a question. Prefer the away games at this point. I mean, you'd think after such a great ceremony before the game, you'd think the Blackhawks would rebound and start off strong. And they had a pretty good first period. Ball breaker goal at the end of the first, and then it's a horrible second period. All right. So we do have the new army commander. I'm going to assemble the army. I'm just going to have the warrior that we just built inside the army. Look at this shirtless little cutie. And we'll use him to explore as well. Army commanders do move a lot quicker than warriors do. So at least that's a little bit of a thing we got going for us. We don't need that, I don't think. Do we want to build this great building? Adur Sharukin. A +1 science on fortifications in the settlement, +1 combat strength. Must be placed adjacent to a district. You know what? Let's just go for it. Why not? We'll see if we can actually get it done. District, well, let's build a granary. We're going to go right there. And now we're going to grow a city. Oh, we have camels right here. And when you slot that in the city, it allows 2 additional resources to be assigned to that city. I kind of want to go for that because we don't know if there's a civilization right down to the south. So I do want to move towards here just to see if we can get that away from a possible civilization to our south. Okay, we get to choose our government now. So each government gives a set of choices during a celebration. We could go Classical Republic, which is plus 20% culture for 10 turns. And also increase production towards constructing wonders. That's not bad. Despotism, plus 20% science, which is really important, or plus 30% production towards infantry units. Again, not bad. I do think we're probably going to go for the science. Plus 20% food for 10 turns, that's also pretty good. And plus 30% production towards constructing buildings. So I'm going to go with despotism for now. Social policies available. Let's get some production and science. Swapping policies. You can adapt your civilization strategies by swapping social policies. If you want to swap a policy, you'll need to research a civic. All right. Command units. Did we not get here in time? All right, let's just move on to the next one. I don't think we got to this one in time, which means there's probably another civilization somewhere here that got to this discovery before we did. All right, next turn. Command unit. We are going to use this guy to keep exploring down to the south. I really want to see what's going on down here. I want to see how long this coastline extends. Does it go to the outside over here? Does it kind of end over here? So if we have the entire south to ourselves, that's going to be a huge boost. Then we just have to figure out the north. If I have to guess, somebody's down here somewhere. So let's try to figure out who that is and what they have planned for us in the future. By the way, the Blackhawks were outshot 11-5 in the second period.
The furrow followed free. We were the first that ever burst into that silent sea.
Okay, so we researched sailing, which means we can build galleys, which is a tier 2 antiquity naval unit. But first, we need to build a coastal building to be able to do that. Building your legacy. Civilizations are remembered for their accomplishments and the paths they take through history. Some spread their accomplishments across a wide range, while others are devoted to a single cause. Your advisors are blah, 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 blah. I'm going to focus on science for now. I don't really care about these legacy progresses, to be honest, especially early on in this playthrough, I should say. All right, let's go for. I want to see what we need to do to get our first unit. I guess we're just going to go for the wheel right away because I do see the Hathi over here. And given we do have a little bit of a break from barbarians for now, I think we can try racing towards that research and see what it brings us. All right, let's keep going south and we'll see what's going on. We have a desert down here. I do think we have a bit of a boost in the desert tiles. So maybe we can go down here and build a Petra, which is a great building that benefits in desert tiles. We'll see if anybody else is down here. Next turn. A massive sinkhole has opened near a struggling community, revealing a collapsed silver mine. Ooh, boys, we're rich. The residents are elated but question their safety. So we can either reinforce the mine works and the tile will become a silver resource, or we can take some silver. You know what? Let's make that into a silver resource. All right. Perfect. Now we just have to go here and get the last discovery, and we can keep on exploring with that unit. Next turn. Oh, we have another discovery here. A family of nomads has perfected the crafting of pottery in pit fires. The wares will sell handsomely at market, and the potters aren't shy about their ingenious techniques. I think we need to go for the science over the gold, so let's go for science over there, and let's move on to the next turn.
All are made of clay.
Thank you, Henry. Let's continue our exploration. And we just met our unit. So as we expected, we do have a foreign leader in the south. You've just met Ashoka World Renouncer.
हम अशोक ही संसार के मध्य बिंदु के एगो महान राजा और एगो महान पापी.
Sorry, I just wanted to tweak his nipples a little bit. I am Ashoka, the great king at the center of the world. Okay. Ego much. And profound sinner. Why are you bragging about that, buddy? You live in Las Vegas or something? I'm not going to waste my influence on a friendly greeting or a hostile greeting. Let's just go neutral and we'll see what he has planned for us. I imagine we're going to be going to war sooner or later. Alex says, Ring said, if you can be a doctor, then I can. Yeah, you can do anything if you put your mind to it, Alex. That's the goal. Here you can interact with another leader, so we can have research collaboration, military aid, open borders. We can also have some sanctions. We can look at their relationship. There's nothing other than the first meet right now, so we have a zero relationship with them. We have a different government, so we may come into conflict with them a little bit later on. But for now, we have a neutral relationship. The abilities we don't care. We care about the agenda because the agenda matters a lot in terms of the way he will interact with us. He likes the civilization with the highest happiness. Dislikes the one with lowest happiness. All right. We'll try to stay happy for you. Alex says, oh, because I said you could do anything if you put your mind to it, so I can get a girlfriend. I don't know about anything, actually. On second thought, that may be impossible. All right, next turn. A group of nomads has noticed that the cattle they follow have dwindled. Many argue that their way of life is no longer sustainable. So we could find a place for the cattle herders to settle or leave the nomads be. We could get 30 influence or minus 100% happiness. Ashoka's not going to like that for only one turn. And plus one population in the nearest settlement. I think we want to go for that. And we got another population, which means we can now grow a little bit more. We'll get a nice little dice resource there. Now let's move on to the next turn. Alex says WTF. I mean, what's fair? It's fair, you know? Oh, we have some more desert up top as well. All right. So it looks like we have a little bit of freedom to the north. I don't want to speak too fast, but I mean, it looks like Ashoka's in the south. I wonder what's going on in the north. If there's nothing here, we would be in a huge advantage. Otherwise, we'll be kind of sandwiched in between two civilizations. We'll probably come into conflict with one of them. We also should probably be thinking about our second settlement sooner rather than later. Maybe one up here. There are a lot of resources, especially we just dropped this silver tile down. It wasn't there before, so it would suck if another civilization came and settled here and took advantage of the resource that we just dropped down. So Diplomatic action. Ashoka World Renouncer is inviting you to start a local festival together for happiness. Why are you so obsessed with happiness, man? Let me tweak your nipple a little more. So we could support using our influence, which I do want to save for now. I'll accept it. We'll get some influence. He can get his happiness. It's okay. Command unit. Let's try to get back up north. Dude, this is looking good. I don't think anybody... There might not be anybody up here. Which means we should probably race to settle up north. Kind of stay out of Ashoka's way for now. I'm sure we'll take over his civilization after. MF, all you do is think about nipples. I mean, look at his nipples. Look at how prominent they are. Perfectly colored, too. Okay, you know, I'm going to stop. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. We've got a nice little river going. Does the river have a name? Indus River. We have the Indus River to the west of Ashoka's civilization. And we have a nice little lake here as well. Let's see what else the world has to offer for us. So we're going to keep using this search technique to increase sight range. Let's see if we can get another discoveries right here. Which means that there's not a civilization who discovered it before us, which means maybe we have the north to ourselves. This is great news. I'm sure there are a lot of civilizations battling over here, especially since there's a coastline separating us from the east. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of civilizations right here, but for now, we're off to a pretty phenomenal start. Let's figure out what's going on here. There also is one right there, but we're not going to be able to get there because this is open ocean. We can't navigate through the oceans quite yet. Oh, we have another coastal edifice right here, another discovery. Let's move on to the next turn. Local healers treat wounds with the thick mats of kelp that wash up on the shore. So we could purchase kelp mats in bulk and get plus 60 signs, about minus 50 gold, or gift food. I think we need to go for the signs.
The caged bird watches butterflies with envy.
Alex says, F Indus River. I'm naming it Betsy River. Ow. All right, so we because we just used our gold to get some more science, we were able to finish the technology of animal husbandry a bit sooner. We're obviously going for the, if we open the technology tree, we already predetermined that we're going straight for the wheel. We want to get these Yutha Hathis out into the field to prevent us from being attacked by anybody. We can also get an early attack in on Ashoka. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. If you guys want to see this continue a little bit, we could play a little bit after the game as well. But maybe if we get those heavy, hardcore cavalry units, we can take them straight down and take out Ashoka early on. That would be a pretty good idea, actually. So I'll let you guys decide that when the time comes. Alex says, Jack Della... Oh, Sleeping Islam? Oh, okay. I don't watch the UFC, but... I'll take your word for it. We got even more signs now. We can grow our city even more. When should we start thinking about a settler? I think we should go for a settler right now. We just completed the Grand Rim. I think we're going to go for a settler and try to settle up north right here. Get maybe a city. We have mountains right here. Mountain. Maybe we cradle the city right here to make it even harder to attack by anybody coming in from the west. They would need to attack us from the water. I already have my plan for this civilization, boys. I want to build the best navy that's ever existed, which is why we intentionally chose a civilization that gives way to the Chola in the exploration age, because they have by far the best navy unit. Their special unit is an unbelievable navy unit. We already know we're going to be building the best navy in the world. And if we have a city, a settlement landlocked by mountains like this, it makes it incredibly hard to attack, from land. So I feel like this is exactly where our next settlement should go. We can also grow the city. Let's move down towards... Why can't we go towards the camels? Do we need another city here? Let's see what's down south. Okay, so it looks like this might be a lake. Yeah, this is a lake. So there might be some landmass underneath as well. So we'll have to use this unit to figure out what's going on down there. I also don't want to stray my army, which is just consisting of one warrior for now. I don't want to stray too far from our city. in case we run into trouble. Here we go. We met our first independent village, aka our first barbarian. You have encountered a stranger from the village of Gordium, and they appear to be hostile. That's why we've been saving our influence. We can try to get them on our side. And in any potential world against Ashoka, if we're the Suzerain, all Suzerain city-states will also declare war. That'll be a little bit of a help. So we just met a unit from there. I'm going to... What is this? Heroic Assault. Directly attack a unit that shares the domain type with the command. Oh, we can do that. All right, so we're going to do this. And we can also do a Heroic Assault. The fact that we got an army commander so early on. Alex says, FYI chat, this game was documented on Ringside's life as he passed away sadly in BC 3570. Well, it's 3575 now, which means I might be dying in the next turn if Alex is to be trusted. All right. It's actually kind of crazy that we got an army commander so early on because we're already getting experience. And remember, Trunk Track is great at getting experience for army commanders. So that's a great thing. I don't want the army commander to be killed, even though actually this isn't even an infantry unit. It's just a scout. So the scout's probably going to run away. Traveling merchants have set up a fair at a crossroads. Visitors gawk Tua at curios and take part in lively entertainments before returning to the road. So we could enjoy the fair and get happiness, make Ashoka happy. You know he's obsessed with his happiness. Or bring the fair back home. We're going to go with the plus 45 culture, get our civics up in order.
Do nothing which is of no use.
And we get another army commander. We can also start building the Dursharshaken if we want to do that. Choose a civic now. Let's see what we want to go for. We could go for Khmer-specific civics. Let's see if we really want to go for that. Oh, an extra movement for our special unit. That's pretty good. Also, the Angkor we can also get that in our technology tree. Nothing here is kind of crazy. I feel like we should go for this just for the extra movement. Or unless something is much more important here. What is this? We can get a merchant going. And Khmer has a unique merchant called a Vaishya, which is a civilian who can establish a trade route to import resources, blah, 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 and ignores movement penalties from what terrain. This also would unlock the Petra. I feel like we should go for Code of Laws. We do have a lot of deserts around, both to the north and to the south, especially if we take over Ashoka's empire. So having a Petra would be pretty helpful. Okay, let's move on to the next turn. You've met a new civilization. Uh-oh. Okay, so Pachacuti, sorry, I shouldn't have said. Pachacuti is somewhere to the west. So we just met his Jaguar Slayer, which is their version of a warrior. Let's see what he has to say to us.
Nukangani Pachakutech.
Pachakutech. Brad says, looks like Felino's done for the night. Glad we're not playing 11-7. I mean, he took a hard hit to the hands. All right, we're going to do a neutral greeting, and let's get back to the game. All right, boys? So let me know what you think about Civ 7 as a possible game for intermissions, as the puck is dropped and we're underway now. The Blackhawks need a huge third period. Here come the Maple Leafs now. Lost him, toss him. Great forecheck by Tenato. Matt Grzelcyk now. Colton Dock, come on, buddy. Just get the puck. The puck just bounces under his stick, not even over. I'm not going to call this a must win or anything because I'm not that reactionary, but I feel like this is a game the Blackhawks should win. Austin Matthews is out. The Maple Leafs have a really bad blue line. Joseph Wall is making his debut after a long stint out with injury. The Blackhawks need to have a great third period. Let's win this game, man. If you want to be challenging for a wild card spot, are you kidding me? Connor Bedard just takes a penalty. Just as I was saying, the Blackhawks need to tighten up and play a good third period. Bedard takes, I don't know if it was a trip or a slasher. It was a trip. What's McCauley's antics? I used to love him when I was a kid because, like, yes, I love referees to have personalities. Maybe it was that call earlier in the second period. Yeah, that's a trip. That's a good call. Yeah. Huge PK for the Blackhawks. This could be a ball breaker early in the third period. The Blackhawks need this PK to be a source of momentum for them. Here's Oliver Ekman-Larsson now, skating ahead, checked by Nazar, but he's able to get it back to William Nylander. Nylander with speed through the neutral zone. Almost taken away by Nazar, but the Maple Leafs are able to get set up in the offensive zone. Oh, Teravainen, don't be... Here comes Frank Nazar now. Partial spin. And he just sent it all the way back down. A minute and 10 seconds left in the power play. Now here comes Morgan Rielly, the second power play unit out for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Easton Cowan taken away by Kaiser at the line on Nick Robertson, and Kaiser is able to clear it. 55 seconds left. Morgan Rielly once again. The Blackhawks doing a good job negating entry into the zone. Here's Max Domi, Blackhawks legend. Matias Michelli. Waugh now. Deflected away from the goal by Max Domi. A great defensive play for the Blackhawks by the former Blackhawk. Max Domi now clears the zone for the Blackhawks. Oh, best player on the Blackhawks so far this period, Max Domi. Here's Nick Robertson now. Morgan Rielly skating forward. Drop pass. Here's Robertson with speed. Straight into through the middle of the ice. Does a great job controlling the puck. Rielly, long shot. Rebound! Oh my goodness. That almost trickled into the net. Spencer Knight, normally so good with rebounds. He lets one go. Now here comes Connor Bedard straight out of the box. Bedard, long shot, deflects wide. And then Rielly just yeets the puck out of the zone. Here's Artem Levchinov under pressure. Ryan Green comes back to recover the puck, but he turns the puck over. Oh my goodness, Spencer Knight with a huge save. Artem Levchinov now battling with Calle Yarncroke, who gets it back to the point. Jake McCabe, a long shot. Rebound! What a block by Levchinov. What a block by Levchinov. Here's Grzelcyk now. Here's Burakovsky. Bedard now. In deep for Burakovsky. This first line needs to step up. They need to have an offensive moment. What a horrible pass by Kaiser. Crevier with his long reach. Kaiser, come on, man. Ryan Donato tries to angle it over to Burakovsky. Here's John Tavares now. Fourth line shift for the Blackhawks. Spencer Knight covers the puck. We're almost a fourth through the third period. This has flown by. But yeah, the Blackhawks need to wake up in this third period. Anyone have any updated score predictions? Let me know. What a diving play by Levchinov, man. Unbelievable diving play. Here's Sam Lafferty now behind the net. Connor Murphy. Oh, these referees, man. What's the point of that late icing call? Like, it's just incompetence. They don't know what they're doing. It's unbelievable. A says, yeah, not getting my hopes up for this period either. I mean, it's not off to a great start. Bedard with a bad penalty. I think it's time for me to open up my maple cookies. Brad says we need one of our two top lines to step up. Both of them have been relatively quiet since the first period. Here's Connor Murphy. He can't pass a puck. Needs some help to get out of the zone, but it does leave the zone eventually. Murphy stepping up for a hit at the blue line, leaving Sam Lafferty behind the net to battle with Max Domi. Max Domi now. Oh. No call? No call? The most clear-cut trip I've ever seen. No call? Am I blind? Am I blind, boys? Matt Grizzly got tripped by Bobby McMahon. I wasn't even looking at the referees because I thought they would for sure call that. Well, I'm blind, I'm deaf, I want to be a ref, man. This is getting out of hand. We don't call tripping. That was the most clear-cut trip I've ever seen. It was almost in slow motion. It was that clear. Hey, says Leafs are coming off 4 losses in a row. Yeah, it looks the other way. Teravainen scores! How's that for refereeing? You want to call that goal off too? Let's go. There's that second line. Who called it in chat? Brad said we need one of our 2 top lines to step up. And in a huge way, from a defensive zone faceoff in transition, Crevier rims the puck up. Oliver Moore gets it out. Teravainen over to Nazar. There's Nazar's first point coming back. What a battle. What a pass. Teravainen, what a move. Oh, that's beautiful. That is hockey pornography. Unbelievable play by Frank Nazar. Right in the offensive blue line. And what a gorgeous move by Teuvo Teravainen. Disgusting. Disgusting play by Turbo. Let's go. Let's put 2 good shifts together, boys. Joseph Woll behind the net. Another trip. Another no call. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. I'm becoming the Joker. How is that not a trip? Brian Green had the puck. He was tripped by the Maple Leaf skate. How is that not a trip? Oh my goodness, Burakovsky battling. 3 on. You know what? Whatever. Levshinov keeps the puck in. Right to Colton Dach. Colton Dach tries to get it to Bedard, who's on his backhand. Colton Dach now. Nice little turn. Back to the point. Grizzly, long shot. Bedard playing that front. And the absence of Bertuzzi. He tries to dive out of the way. Bedard! What a save! McCabe, are you kidding me? Joseph Woll is so lucky. Are you kidding me? How did Bedard not score that? Here's Mikheyev now. Murphy to Grizzly. Kicked aside by Colton Dach between his own legs. And that's kicked aside by Joseph Woll. What a sequence in the third. Finally, the Blackhawks have woken up from their slumber. Here's Ryan Donato. One hands the puck into the neutral zone. The puck gets past Spencer Knight now. Matt Grizzly turns the puck over. Uh-oh. What a save by Spencer Knight. Here comes Teravainen now. He's feeling himself after that tremendous move. On the forecheck now, but here comes Morgan Riley. Alex Vlasic, straight up ahead. Here's Nazar. Nazar shoots! Oh my goodness, that's a hard shot that's fought off by Joseph Woll. No, delay of game. Thank God you called that. I thought they didn't call that. Oh my goodness, Easton Cowan. Thank God. Shades of Mitch Marner. That's the one thing he learned from Mitch Marner. How to eat the puck out of the zone under no real pressure. And the Blackhawks are going to the power play. This is a huge power play. Oh my goodness. What a goal. What a goal by Teuvo Teravainen. And Frank Nazar got his point too. Unbelievable. Why is this? What? Why is this not updating? I just realized this wasn't updating. My bad, boys. Frank Nazar's seventh assist of the season. I think his 12th point on the season in his return game. Huge. I mean, Locke says insane ref job tonight. I'm at a loss for words. I've said this before. I said this after the first unacceptable call. What is happening in this game? We don't have the benefit of Toronto. We don't have the benefit of 15 billion broadcast angles. We're just watching the actual broadcast. How can we... how are the referees not seeing this? We need 2 points, Alex. Come on now. This is a game the Blackhawks should be winning. It's not like the Maple Leafs did anything spectacular. It's just the Blackhawks were shooting themselves in the foot all second period, and the referees weren't helping. So far, Toronto has the 27-23 shots on goal advantage. They're obviously winning the faceoff dot. That's to be expected. Neither team has scored on their power play so far. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is a huge power play, man. I know Bertuzzi's missed. I know the power play is not the same without Bertuzzi, but this is a huge power play for the Blackhawks. Man, what a play by Frank Nazar, and even better finish by Teuvo Teravainen. Oh, you're God. Alex is so angry. Here's Levshinov now. Come on. Here's Burakovsky now. Oh, Nazar on power play one. Nazar is on power play one. Here's Connor Bedard. Back to Levshinov. Levshinov over to Burakovsky. Burakovsky back to Levshinov. Pitch and catch with Bedard. Connor Bedard, perimeter hockey, man. You guys need to make a play. Here's Andre Burakovsky. Skating right in. Oh, what a play by Jake McCabe. Frank Nazar over to Burakovsky. Burakovsky, again, a lot of perimeter hockey. Almost half the power play is done. And they get the puck out. Half of the power play is gone with this perimeter hockey. You can't do that. What a play by Burakovsky at the line. Come on now. Nazar! Bedard. Connor Bedard wheeling and dealing. Bedard, shot. Rebound, Nazar tries to stuff it in. Where puck is loose. Burakovsky just misses a tap in. He gets to a loose rebound that was loose for like 5 seconds. Now here's Connor Bedard, shoots. He just puts it wide. Burakovsky, come on. Get the puck. Hit the net. Here's Teuvo Teravainen now. Back to Burakovsky. 2 left-handers on the left side of the ice. That's weird. Levshinov over to Connor Bedard. Shoots. Blocker saved by Joseph Wall. Levshinov, one-touch pass is intercepted. Connor Bedard, tries to get it to Teravainen. Here's Levshinov as the Leafs kill off the power play. Too much perimeter hockey by the power play there. Ace's horrible power play yet again. They miss Bertuzzi. He's the only guy in the lineup that really forces his way to the front of the net and actually does something there. That's an element that the Blackhawks have not been able to replace. Honestly, I appreciate having Nazar on the first power play unit. I would have taken Teravainen off. Deflection by Doc, just misses. I was just gonna say something about him. I would have put Colton Doc on the first power play. Stick him in the net front. At least have somebody who can enforce his way in the net front. Here's Alex Vlasic leading the rush. Backhander just dumps it deep. Brad says, let's keep the momentum. I'm not sure too much momentum was gained by that power play, but yeah, let's keep it going. Simone Benoit now. Bobby McMahon's ridden to the boards by Matt Grzelcyk. Mikheyev. Grzelcyk kicks it over to Ryan Green. Mikheyev, as Ryan Green is playing on the third line. I wonder what that means for the Bedard line. Actually, the three different players from three different lines. Sam Lafferty's playing on this line as well. I guess this is the new fourth line. Lafferty tips, deflects in on Joseph Woll, who awkwardly saves that. Why is Britt not playing? He's out with an injury, a day-to-day injury. One of these chances has to go in. The Blackhawks take away the shots on goal advantage. They now lead 28-27 on the night, but some of these have to be going in. Joseph Woll's gotten lucky, especially on that Bedard chance. Woll was on his back, and it somehow just goes and hits Woll on the skate anyways. Here's Kaiser now. Kaiser. Oh, what a shot! Oh, what a pass! Landon Slaggard whiffs on the one-timer. What a pass by Wyatt Kaiser. Easton Cowan now. Donato on the forecheck. He keeps the possession going. Donato. Another hooking call is missed. Here's Matthew Nyes. Ryan Donato again got hooked, and that's not called. What else is new? Brad says Bert got spanked last game. It shouldn't be out long. That's a hope. Here's Levshinov now over to Kaiser. They've been quiet for the better part of the second and third period so far. Here's Levshinov. Angles a puck. Oh. Did Bedard just get tripped away from the puck again? I'll be honest, I didn't see it, but here's Ryan Green. Alex Vlasic, a long shot. Goes wide, rebound. Crevier is saved by Joseph Woll. I saw from my peripheral vision, I saw Connor Bedard fall down onto the ice. I didn't know if he lost an edge or if he got tripped. But the referees already missed 3 calls against the Blackhawks in this period alone. I'm not saying the Blackhawks power play would have done anything with them because they've looked horrible this game. But this is just the referees are going to be a part of the story in this game. And it's unfortunate that we keep having the same conversation. Just unacceptable. All right, let's have a quick bout of higher lower, all right? I'm being trolled by higher lower right now, so let's play again. I really want to get to that 17 high score, man. Yosemite National Park, 246,000 average monthly searches. Penn and Teller has. Penn and Teller are legends. What? Oh, it's Casper. Hey, what's up, bro? Woll's going to will this Leafs team back. He's been great. He's also been lucky, man. He's been pretty lucky in this game. A lot of shots are just finding their way and hitting him in the crest or in the skate and things like that. He's gotten a little lucky, so hopefully the Blackhawks are able to solve him. But yeah, he has been a much better upgrade than some of the other options the Maple Leafs have been going with. The Angor Water Pac-Man. Pac-Man's higher. Yeah, $5 million. Good job, dumbass 0. I'm being chirped by my own fans in chat. Can you imagine that? What? That has to be lower, right? What a beautiful world we live in. Assault has 165,000 average monthly searches. The Marshmallow test should be higher. Never mind. Whatever. I give up. Oh, see that even that toe drag released by Bedsy, that just hit Woll at the top of his shoulder. He wasn't moving. He's gotten a little lucky in this game, man. Alex, great job. You have 2 now. Woo! I mean, Joseph Woll, you got to get one past him. Here's Alex Vlasic. Tipped by Oliver Moore. Nice little shot pass. Crevier now. Jake McKay, Blackhawks legend behind the net. All right, let's get the puck out. Here's Frank Nazar. Oh, Oliver Moore shoots. What a save by Joseph Wall. What a play by Frank Nazar, knowing he has more with speed on his wing, just sends a Hail Mary and says, you go chase it, Oliver Moore. And oh, it's a partial break, but Oliver Moore can't solve Joseph Wall. A huge save. Fair enough, he's using some voodoo magic on Bedard. 5 shots on goal by Bedard so far in this game. None have solved Joseph Wall. He's made some crazy saves. Here's Ilya Mikheyev. Ilya Mikheyev behind the net to Ryan Donato. Donato over to Colton Dach, a third line shift for the Blackhawks. That's a great play by Mikheyev to get it off the boards. Murphy now, Mikheyev. Good save. That's a great save by Joseph Wall through traffic. You know what we have to do, boys? We have to do this. How many minutes are left? We have to do this. We have to do this, boys. We have to do this. I'm doing this for the Blackhawks. Okay, it's for their own good. All right. Bedard offense his own faceoff. Come on, Bedard. He gets waved out of the. Oh my God, he gets waved out of the. They win the faceoff though. Kaiser behind the net. Burakovsky. Uh-oh. Kaiser, what a defensive play. That's the most aggressive. Are you kidding me, Kaiser? I was just about to glaze you. I was just about to tickle it, man. What are you doing? That was a horrible pass by Kaiser. Horrible pass. What a save by Spencer Knight. Kaiser with unbelievable transitional defense on what would have been a 2-on-1. He attacked the puck carrier from the red line in and took the puck away and then threw the worst pass I've ever seen right to a Maple Leafs player. Oh my God, Oliver Moore turns it over now. Here comes Max Domi. Puck is blocked partially by Connor Murphy, ends up out of play for a whistle. Oh, 5:20 left, man. It's a tie game. I'm nervous about this 10-game point streak potential, man. Let me dock some notifications. Let's see what people are talking about. He's scoring. I'll just like that and move on. Anything else? Look at Calvin, man. Unreal. This is a really interesting point. I'm gonna take a note of this. Just gonna copy that for my Lefshinov video. Artem Lefshinov's average time on ice has skyrocketed from 15:50 in the first 11 games to 18:45 in his last 5. He has 4 points during that stretch and is featured on both the power play and the penalty kill. This is literally a highlight. This is amazing. Wally does amazing work, by the way. If you guys are not following Shy Prospects, if you're not one of the 6,674 followers, you should definitely do that. It's the best Chicago Prospects account on any platform you're ever going to see. So be sure to go ahead and do that. The Ice Hogs are playing. What's going on here? Is it a tie game? Oh no. The Ice Hogs have been getting the brunt end of the deal from the Blackhawks, given how many prospects are now playing in the NHL. I mean, you have Oliver Moore, who's so important to that first line alongside Brett Seney and Nick Lardis. Now he's playing with the NHL team. Landon Slager's playing with the NHL team. So, yeah, the Blackhawks AHL affiliate, the Rockford Ice Hogs, are losing as well. All right. Let's see what else is happening. Let's see what people are talking about so far. David St. Louis has spoken, boys. Pay attention. All right, the game's back. Spencer Knight, another save. Here's Frank Nazar. Matt Grzelcyk, great play. Great play to win that puck battle behind the net. That was close to being a dangerous chance. Here's Max Domi now. That's taken away by Oliver Moore. Speed towards the outside, back to the inside. Oliver Moore, a solo zone entry, dumps it into himself, goes in to chase it. Ryan Donato now. Oh, bad pass. But Alex Vlasic gets the puck anyways. Colton Dach. Back to Ilya Mikheyev. A third line shift. Crevier. Launch. Scores! Colton Dach with a redirection on a Louis Crevier blast, and bang! The Blackhawks take the lead with 4:25 left. Brad called the Crevier connection, and Colton Dach with an excellent redirection. Out of nowhere, a nothing shot from the point. Look at this blast by Crevier. Beautiful deflection, man. Far side. Oh, beautiful deflection by Colton Dach. Unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that deflection. Bounces it off the ice, far side. Joseph Wall has no chance. That's exactly what you need to do against a goalie that's feeling himself in his return from injury. You got to get to the dirty areas of the ice. It's where Tyler Bertuzzi's been missing so much. Nylander. It's taken away by Colton Dach. That's why I would have had Colton Dach on the first power play unit, man. He knows his way around the blue paint, and he's the only other guy in the lineup who does. Colton Dach with a huge hit on Simone Benoit now. And a nice little neck hold on Jake McCabe. There was no arm in the air initially. Should that not be roughing by McCabe? Am I wrong, boys? Yeah, he says McCabe. LMFAO. That's a clean hit. That's a clean hit. And then McCabe goes and roughs him. That should be roughing. The Blackhawks should be going to the power play. Like Benoit doesn't even hit his head. That should be roughing. Tyler says we are making the playoffs. Let's go, baby. How is that not roughing? Am I losing my brain cells? Did I drop my brain cells all off of the hospital? Do I not know? What did they blow the whistle for? And Darren Pang just said they're kicking the Blackhawks players out of the faceoff dot very early all game too. That's another thing I noticed. Why'd you blow the whistle if there's no call? What is happening? It's like the 5th missed call in this period. Roughing or at least, even if it's a bad call something on the Colton Dach hit or something. Even if it would have been the wrong call. How'd you just call nothing there? Here's Morgan Riley now. Long shot. Good save by Spencer Knight with no rebound. Oh my God, man. Tyler Avon says, I already lost my brain cells on the high stick. I had like a 10-minute rant on the high stick. It's hard to get back in a game, not only as a team, but also as a fan watching it, when you can't even justify what the referees are seeing with the call. And there have been like 5 of those in the third period alone. Obviously, none of them as consequential as a high stick that resulted in a Maple Leafs goal in the second period. This refereeing has been anemic all game. I know it's obviously been unfairly against the Blackhawks, but I'm not calling them biased. They just don't know what the heck they're doing. Watch Gary Bettman go back on 32 Thoughts, a podcast, and justify the way the refereeing has been in this game with some BS excuse about how they're the best of the best. And their job is so hard, they don't deserve any accountability. This is unacceptable. Lost him, tossed him with a long shot, and that's saved by Spencer Knight. 3 minutes left to preserve a 1-0 lead. I'd love for Bedard to get back out there and get that point streak going. But of course, the win matters a little bit more. Second City Sports says the Leafs die in the fall now. It used to happen in the spring. Wes McCauley's downfall needs to be studied. Yeah, I mean, Casper, I agree with that. This refereeing has been horrible this game. I know Wes McCauley's been under fire all season, but I've never really experienced a horrible Wes McCauley game quite like this. And he still has that same arrogance when he's making calls. The call on the ice is confirmed, no goal. Like, shut up, dude. Be so real with me. Dude was deemed a saint a decade ago, lol. It's because he has personality and nobody else in the sport has personality. Personality is just annoying when you're cocky and you can't justify it with basic calls. Here's Teuvo Teravainen now. His pass is deflected and the puck is held in by William Nylander. What a move. Almost a breakaway for Nazar, but oh no, icing. Short shifts and play tough D. Come on, boys. Let's go. That's icing. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left. Let's get Bedard out there, boys. Offense zone face-off. Got to get that point streak going. A says, I just wish NHL refs would go to the European way and explain the calls. It's not that hard to do. Do you really think that idea has never come up in behind-the-scenes conversations with the NHL? Until Gary Bettman is gone, the Lord and Savior of every NHL referee, until he retires and gives the commissioner job to an actually progressive, common sense commissioner, nothing's going to change because he doesn't want anything to change. He wants the game to be centered around the referees, and anytime anybody criticizes them, whether a fan or a player or a media member, the first person to come to the referee's defense, regardless of whether or not the criticism was justified, is Gary Bettman. This is not a coincidence. This is intentional. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left as Sheldon Keefe looks on. His team down by 1 goal to the Chicago Blackhawks. Offensive zone faceoff. Connor Bedard again kicked out of the dot, man. And Ryan Green loses the faceoff. Tyler says, seeing Tim Peel on Twitter gives you an idea of the psyche of NHL refs. You're absolutely right, man. And he was the one guy who got canceled for saying openly what NHL referees do all the time. They give makeup calls. They give calls just to make a point. The game centers around them. And the NHL firing Tim Peel did absolutely nothing. Every referee does it these days. There's no rhyme or reason behind NHL refereeing. And it's thanks to... It's a trickle-down effect. It starts from the commissioner and goes all the way down. It's all by design. Brad says, hopefully Dangle's losing his marbles, even though it's an act. Here's Morgan Riley now. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Keep an eye on Joseph Wall. He's probably going to be on his way off the ice. Now there he goes. Here's John Tavares now. Hassled by Ilya Mikheyev. Alex Vlasic up the boards, and it goes all the way down for icing. Gasper says, although they mostly have a solid amount of games under their belt, so I don't know. Beside West, the other refs have no more than 4 years of experience. That's true. Who was the referee? I don't remember. It was not Wes McCauley in the game against Vancouver when the Bertuzzi goaltender interference situation happened. I don't think it's a single referee's fault. I'm not here blaming Wes McCauley for everything. Obviously, referees make mistakes. That's not the point. I agree with Gary Bettman that referees have an incredibly difficult job. That's not the point, though. The point is that your priority should be making sure the product on the ice is at the highest quality for the fans to enjoy. And that means that when your referees make a mistake, you grow a pair of balls and you use the Toronto apparatus that you already have and coaches challenges, and you make those calls right. Instead of using challenges to basically reinforce whatever call the referee makes on the ice and then justifying it and pretending like it's completely justified. And then you penalize teams for using coaches challenges by giving them a minor penalty if coaching challenges fail. Well, guess what? If you have that punishment, you better make damn sure that every call that is reviewed is reviewed objectively. And the only way to do that with any sort of accountability is by actually explaining the freaking call. Have a press conference after the game. Use videos to explain it to the fans and to the media and to the players why the call was justified, especially on reviews. You should be able to explain why you're putting a team on the penalty kill. If you can't do that, then take away the rule to put the team on the penalty kill if they lose a challenge. But how is that not offside, by the way? What a joke, man. Oh my goodness. Now here comes Alex Vlasic. Shoots! Misses the net in this icing. I'm surprised Teuvo Teravainen didn't shoot that from the middle of the ice. I mean, when you're passing it to a defenseman, they're obviously not as good at shooting the puck in an open net as a forward would be. Casper says, Goodell is less of a goof than Batman, but the NHL has a similar issue. We can have a long conversation about Roger Goodell. I think any commissioner in any sport is putting himself at the forefront of criticism. And I understand being a commissioner sounds like a cushy, easy job. But given the amount of criticism you get, I understand that it's not easy. Of all the commissioners in any major sport, I'm putting not Roger Goodell. I'm putting Gary Bettman all the way on the bottom. He doesn't care. Nothing that any fan wants affects him in the slightest. He does whatever makes money. He does whatever the referees want and whatever owners want, and he does nothing else. Here's Ilya Mikheyev on the forecheck now. A long pass over to Matthew Nyes, who hands the pass over, bounces in the slot. Oh my goodness. Matthew Nyes right from the slot gets a lucky bounce right to his stick and it's deflected out of the zone. A says, as a European, at least the refs over here will do interviews after the game. Do referees in European hockey actually do interviews after the game? I did not know that. Would be good to get in the NHL. Gary Bettman would never do that because it would be putting his precious referees at the forefront of scrutiny. And he does everything possible to prevent that. I'm convinced the Blackhawks win. Huge win. Good win. Tyler says Blackhawks win 3-1 in the real world. Don't even get me started, man. Unbelievable. I'm sorry for ruining the end of a very exciting game with a rant about the referees. I feel like this is beating a dead horse because truly Gary Bettman does not care. If he cared, this would not be the system in place. He cares more about referees and their reputations than he cares about the product on the ice. But anyways, it's been a great game. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Bedard, no points. What a bust, Tammy. Yeah, what else is new? How dare we call him generational? 0 points. Yeah, Betsy, 0 points. The 9-game point streak comes to an end, but the Blackhawks get a 3-2 victory, a good victory against a feisty team that was desperate for a victory. So there you go, at least. Tyler says, the calls piss me off as a concept. If Team A commits 12 penalties and Team B commits 3, in the NHL team, yeah, I completely agree with that. Team A would get like 5 penalties and Team B would get 4 because the NHL cares more about making the referees the center of attention. With makeup calls, with changing the standard that they have for certain teams. You cannot tell me that in the playoffs, the Florida Panthers do not get more favorable referees just because they have good old Canadian boys who play the game the right way. Sam Bennett gets away with murder because of that exact concept. Because you can't call 12 penalties against the Florida Panthers in a playoff series or in a playoff game. Hey, the Artie Party gets a 3rd star of the game. He has that Patrick Kane mouthpiece chew going on for him as well. Hey, Teuvo Teravainen. Who's going to be the 1st star of the game? Old World Hockey says refs couldn't win it for the Leafs. Hey, Colton Dock. He had a good game. Very noticeable. Let's see what Colton Dog has to say. We don't hear him talk too much. I'm saying publicly. Obviously, he talks a lot, but... All right, Alex, I can't even read that comment out loud, buddy. Great tip on the game-winning goal, man. That's an emphasis. He just said that there's been an emphasis on getting to the front of the net and putting screens in front of Louis Carvier's shots. That's an emphasis that's been lost on the Blackhawks the entire game. Colton Dog does it once, and he gets rewarded with a goal. Casper says, you can't not love Lev. He's just so excited to be here, man. Just unbelievable. Great game by Levchinov, too. All right, boys. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. I will give you guys the option what you guys want to do. You guys want to call it a night? Do you guys want to get back to our civilization game? Do you guys want to play some higher lower before we call it a night? Tyler says the Leafs are bottom 5 in the league. Maybe we should have spread out the first even more. That's very true. I feel like the timing of the Toronto first last year would have been it kind of made sense at the time because I thought the Marner decision would have happened a year earlier. I did not fathom that the Maple Leafs would actually let Marner walk in free agency. Obviously, it was a sign and trade, but regardless, his contract had come to an end. I thought for sure the Maple Leafs would either trade him away with a year remaining or he would stay on the Maple Leafs. So I thought that the idea of having the Maple Leafs first round pick last season was the exact right time to do it because if they were getting rid of Mitch Marner, I thought that would be the year they did it. But turns out they're not a very well-run franchise. So I kind of like having the Leafs pick in that year. It just didn't work out. It is what it is. Still ended up with some pretty interesting players in Václav Nestershil and Mason West. LFR are going to be fun to watch tonight. Absolutely. Steve Dangle's meltdowns are just so much more sweet when he's talking about the Chicago Blackhawks. Jeff says Dangle might be stroking out right now. I hope not. All right, boys. Thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday evening with us. We're going to call it a night right there. Thank you guys again. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.